don't know anywhere else that I would need to ping
Oh,
or make an alert of.
oh, 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 oh.
Oh?
Oh, it seems that we are live. Okay. I got confused by a message there, but there we go. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm live here for Pokemon Legends Arceus. The time doesn't quite start yet, so that's why I was getting into things here. Because it's gonna start when I select my name. What's this? A bit of a misunderstanding there
It'll
between
actually
us, but
start
it's
when
fine.
she confirms her character, not necessarily on the naming itself
Yeah, but it includes the name.
for the
So
non-knowers.
I usually just pick a random symbol. I guess we'll be hash signed today. And yeah, so there's a lot of time to explain the run as we get started. So I'm just gonna get started right away. So it's gonna start in 3, 2, 1 now. And yeah, so this game, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a fairly recent Pokemon game. Uh, much more action RPG like than regular ones, and I quite like it.
Me too.
I've got Halkery here. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Halkery. I'm the current world record holder for any percent in Legends Arceus. I probably have more hours than any human being on this planet, and I'm happy to be here to explain everything today.
Especially more hours at the start of the run.
Yeah. Yeah, undoubtedly. That's not even up for debate. That's just facts.
Yeah, as we're getting isekai'd into this world, as is basically how this game works. We got our phone stolen from us, so seems like we're not isekai'd with our smartphone today, unfortunately.
All right, so the first technique is going to be coming up here in just a second. Let's see if Albie gets it real quick. It's kind of tight.
Oh yeah, are you talking
It's
about
something we
nod
call
skip?
nod skip. Yes.
I don't even
Very
know
precise
if
technique.
I don't even know if you can do anything about it.
No, she didn't get it. Basically, when you tell the professor yes, you do know what Pokemon are, when it comes back to him, the animations in this game are notorious for bugging out and just not playing sometimes. And the professor, as you saw, like nodded his head up and down twice and then started talking. There's a chance that the animation will bug and he will just instantly start talking and it saves 2 seconds. There's nothing you can do about it. But now the real first technique is coming up here in a second.
I've been missing this a lot, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. So that's what we call a crouch cancel because I'm the one that named it and I like Super Smash Bros. Melee. Basically, when you run directly into a cutscene trigger or anything that's supposed to like stop, like any event, the game's always going to wait for your character to come to a complete stop. And your animation of coming out of a dash into the stopped idle animation is really slow. It is faster for you to crouch, walk into a cutscene, and have the game stand you up like that. It doesn't save much on every individual instance. It's like less than a second, but it adds up to about 30 seconds throughout the run. So it's very important to, at a top level to figure out.
Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes where we have to crouch cancel.
Especially early in the game before we have a ride.
Yeah, once you have a ride, it's not really worth it anywhere.
Like Snow Point Temple, and that's it. But yeah, there's another technique coming up. I know there's a lot of techniques, but this one is slightly RNG based. It's like a nice meld of the last two tricks, honestly. Essentially, the first two Pokemon in this catching tutorial segment are going to go in instantly, but the third Pokemon is always scripted to break out once. After you catch each of these starters, the professor always has something to say about them. So we're going to try to time catching our third Pokemon right as the professor starts talking about the second Pokemon, and ideally, the ball will shake while he is talking, so we can essentially multitask this here.
I got an instant breakout.
Yeah, so the idea there was that the rrlat ball was going to be shaking while the professor was talking, and there's enough time to mash through the text and get back out, for the ball to be able to actually click. Because if you're in a cutscene or if you warp or something, all catches automatically fail.
Yep.
So the timing's very important.
It is RNG a bit. So I got the RNG that you want for the cutscene on the second time, which is the one that makes it take longer.
The best.
Yeah, which having it take longer for the backup when I don't want to wait for a cutscene makes that variation the slowest.
So
kind of annoying.
The way you want to do that is very opposite to what you would think. For those that have played this game, you may be aware of situations where the ball bounces very low to the ground and it's a guaranteed catch. That means you've passed the first check. For this catching tutorial, they replaced that with the instant breakout because they don't want you to be able to just catch it, when it's supposed to break out once. They make you fail both checks. So you actually want to catch it as formulaically awful as possible. So that you have like the worst odds of getting, passing the first check because you want that shake. So it's a very backwards catch, but basically you want to just surprise it, catch it from the front, just do everything wrong, essentially. It's like 60% to get a shake.
Yeah, that's why I ran up to it and then went back, because I wanted to get its attention and then be a bit further away to give myself some time to maybe throw a bit earlier and still be able to get it.
Mm-hmm. So here we are on Canala Avenue. For those that have played Diamond and Pearl, this is what will eventually become Canalave City. It's really close to Jubilife Village. I guess,
Whoa!
Art or something. Oh, yeah, you can run during this. Yeah, you're fine.
I didn't know you could run that far.
Yeah. Oh, you could run way farther than that. You just stopped yourself.
Yeah, I did. I was like, wait, I should probably not get too far away from it.
Yeah, there's something you can do that in a couple spots. Later on, we're gonna have to take a walk with Ingo and Coronet Highlands, and you can do that during both segments of that. I've been meaning to time whether that's actually faster or not for like years at this point, but I'm too lazy. But here, I don't think it would serve any benefit because the professor walks so slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also an extension of the crouch canceling thing, where basically you want to be standing still when the game wants you to move on. That applies here too. So Albie stopped in advance of the professor stopping, so that the cutscene can immediately take her away. Because it will wait for you to come to a complete stop for most of these events, and that's not really up for debate. That's just the rule. So the faster you get used to that, the better off you'll be. Even if the game starts to fade to black and you think you're fine just running into a cutscene, it's still waiting for you to get to neutral while it's in the black screen. So, most of the time save there on that specific instance can be timed from how many black frames there are. But yeah, the game does have a little bit of a slow intro, but there is still a lot of movement tech to master and perfect, as you've already seen so far. We've hardly explained how this game works. We've been explaining tech so much. Essentially, just to give a quick overview of the game, this is not a traditional Pokemon game. This is set 300 years before Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And the progression in this game is going to work by accumulating research points. We're basically creating the first Pokédex. Every Pokemon has their own research points. Most tasks are worth 10 points for achieving. Some are worth 20 points. And when you get to 100 points on a Pokemon, they give you a bonus 100 points. So it's going to be very important to get as many Pokemon to 100 points total as possible, at the very least. And we're going to need 8,500 points by the end of this game. So it's a lot of progressing to checkpoints and trying to do as much as you can on the way. It's a very interesting balance of keep moving and I got to stop to do this and keep moving and all that. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Not really.
Oh, it's actually going to influence our starter decision.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I can go over the history of the starter in the speedrun, because I'm a fossil. Basically, when this game came out, all the Pokemon speedrunners tried to route it like a traditional Pokemon game, which is understandable. And when you route a traditional Pokemon speedrun, you look for obstacles, and nothing says obstacle quite like the Ursaluna battle in Area 2. So they had to figure out who could get past that battle. And so the choice was really between Oshawott and Rowlet. But Oshawott ended up winning that decision just because it has special water moves, whereas Rowlet is more physical based. So yeah, we're going to use Cyndaquil today. Because none of that actually matters in Legends Arceus. And part of the reason is because those research tasks that I mentioned, Cyndaquil is the only one that starts with a move that gives it a research task. Cyndaquil has a task for using the move Quick Attack, and the other Pokemon get like Tackle or something, and it's just not a move for research for them. So we can start accumulating research right away when we're in our immediate first battle, Unavoidable. Also, it's faster to talk to that table than it is to run all the way to your bed, because it's going to make you turn around and look at the table anyway. But yeah.
The Cyndaquils are also really nice for a strat with the Beautifly as leader.
Yeah, so this is the first main series game, I guess, forever now, that doesn't allow you to turn off move animations. So what that means is every turn in Legends Arceus, and by extension Scarlet and Violet, is really, really slow. And as many of those turns as you can avoid, it's worth doing, especially if that involves running way off to an area of the map you don't have to go to for any other reason, just to fight high-level monsters. Which is exactly what we're going to do, because it saves so much time.
Oh. Also gives us high levels, which is really convenient.
Yeah, like, essentially, every route of this game has always evolved the Cyndaquil, or always evolved the starter, always evolved the Starly and the Shinx. And when we get this Pokedex and we pass the trial here in a minute, our first task is going to be getting 500 points and basically just getting acclimated to the Pokedex. Since those evolutions are going to take place anyway, and evolutions are a task for both the Pokemon you're leaving and the Pokemon you're going into, both of them get an evolution task. It's better just to bring those points forward anyway and have them count towards that 500 just so you can get out. Because there's no real objective other than get your 500 points and watch the couple rival cutscenes and get out. But yeah, as I kind of briefly mentioned, now we need to do the trial, the entry trial. The professor was glazing us a little bit too hard, and he mentioned that we caught 3 Pokemon at once, and then Captain Celine doesn't really buy it, so she's gonna make us kind of prove it by catching 3 Pokemon in the adjacent Obsidian Fieldlands. Oh, I thought that was Rowlet for a second.
I thought so too. I was like, wait a bit.
I'm never ready for the Rowlet jump scare. But yeah. So Cyndaquil, really, really, really solid. Quick Attack, not only does it provide Cyndaquil with research points right off the bat, it's also a move that slowly speeds Cyndaquil up in the action speed order, which is another thing you have to explain. Basically, you can think of that like tabletop initiative. It's kind of similar to that, but it's slightly different. Basically, a counter, how the battles will work is a counter will start from 0 and count up. And let's say Pikachu has 5 and Oshawott has 7. When it hits 5, Pikachu will move. When it hits 7, Oshawott will move. 10, Pikachu. 14, Oshawott. And then 15 will be Pikachu. And then 20 will be Pikachu again. Because every 5 on the action speed timer, Pikachu gets a turn. So that's why sometimes you may see Pokemon like slowly just start to outpace you despite nothing happening. And there's also moves and effects you can do to influence that. Like Quick Attack will subtract your wait timer by 2, for example.
Yeah, priority moves.
Agile moves will slow down your opponent. Strong will speed you up, etc.
Yeah, priority moves like Quick Attack do that. Moves like that normally flinch as well, like Bite, do that as well.
Yeah, those specifically slow down the opponent.
Okay.
Which kind of accomplishes the same effect, but it's different. In a triple battle or something like, where it's like 3-on-1, it's better to use something like Quick Attack, because slowing down one opponent is not going to help a whole lot when there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Nah, no fast Cyndaquil. There's a chance if the Cyndaquil has at least 2 ELs, which I guess we have to explain that too. Or it's plus speed and like 1 EL, I think. Cyndaquil will actually get 2 turns, or Cyndaquil will actually get 3 turns before Togepi gets its second, which saves 4 seconds. And it's also possible to finish this battle in 2 turns, which saves 10 seconds. But neither of those things happened. Yes, so they kind of combined EVs and IVs into one system called effort levels. Basically, a Pokemon will start with 0 to 3 effort levels in every stat depending on their IV. It's super, super poorly skewed. Like 0 ELs is like 0 to 20 IV or something. Like most of the IVs are going to be 0. But then like 1 IV is like 21 to 24, 2 is 25 to 30, and I think 3 is 31. Don't quote me on that, but it's something structured similar to that. But yeah, that's what you start with. And then you can use these items called Grit to increase your effort levels, which is kind of, you know, the EV's part of it. So it's a nice way to kind of merge the stats together.
Yeah, and the difference between 0 EL and 1 EL is such a massive jump in stats.
It's ridiculous.
If I remember correctly, it's the same for when you're using grit as well. For like every new kind of grit you use to
Wait,
increase
Albie, where's your Pokeballs?
Oh no!
Wait, did they not give you Pokeballs?
I think I accidentally boxed them. What do I do?
Wait, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. You can't turn around right now. They literally won't let you. Rival's gonna be like, hey, where are you going? So surely they have a soft lock prevention mechanism in place, right?
Surely.
Surely. Yeah, money is so incredibly tight at the beginning of the game that is worth depositing the balls they give you before you leave to start this trial, and then talk to Rival for 20 more. You're basically just scamming the game out of the 20 balls. They don't know where the balls went. They don't care. They just know you can't access them right now. It's very, very funny. The Rival just kind of assumes you've thrown them all. But it seems so small and insignificant, but it's so important because just like I said, like money is just so extremely finely tuned in the beginning of the game that this is just mandatory.
Yeah.
So Bidoof and Starly will always automatically go in. I know that some people like to get their unspotted Starly catch here. I don't think you're one of them. Neither am I.
Nope.
I've kind of gone back and forth over it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What am I doing? No,
yeah, the targeting cursor is kind of misleading because basically when something's running away from you, you always want to aim slightly above where the targeting cursor is.
Yeah.
To kind of lead your shot a little bit.
And then it started running.
You want to aim a little bit up. It's very bizarre. But here's our best friend, you know, man of the hour, Shinx. Everyone loves Shinx, except for RSD's runners. That's the unfortunate byproduct sometimes of a crouch cancel. That was actually slower than her running directly into the cutscene regularly.
That was definitely not late too.
Yeah, there's some ways to consistently avoid that, but then sometimes it's like, you know, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed and you're slow crouching everywhere when you're doing everything right. It's very, very frustrating. But yeah, Shinx backstraight. Ooh, ballsy. Okay. So, you know, because we're speedrunners, we're just gonna throw. This is a 72% catch. It would have been 77 if she initiated the battle with a backstrike.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say I commentated Blood Dirg's run for.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was. The Fall Fest, Fur Fest.
Fastest first.
Yeah, he had 4 breakouts in that run.
Yep.
And I was like holding my breath to see if this was going to be worse. If you'd also gotten 4 breakouts, I was just gonna assume I'm the problem because I'm the common denominator.
Yeah, yesterday I had like every single run have instant Shinx, except for like one, and like a lot of recent runs I've just had Shinx get in on the first one. I was expecting probably failing, but I didn't, so that's nice.
Yeah, so I mean, you hear that initiating the battle with a backstrike adds 5% to the catch rate, and you may just be wondering, well, why don't you just always do that? One, sometimes the Shinx spawns very far away, so it's a lot of extra time just to get behind it and throw. And two, it only helps 5%, so you're still working with a 77% chance catch. And if it were to break out, the benefit about not doing the backstrike is that you may see it use quick attack, which is a move you need to see it use for research, just on its own merit, because you just need to see Shinx use quick attack. You don't have to be the one that forces it to do that. But if you initiate the battle with a backstrike, the Pokemon loses its first turn always. Sometimes even its second turn. So not only did you have the catch break out and you waste all that time running behind it and initiating with a backstrike, but now you just had to sit there and watch Shinx be caught unawares and not be able to move for the turn. So objectively, I think expected value, as the nerds would say, you're better off just not backstriking it. Yeah, we passed our trial, faster than we could really explain all the game mechanics. That's cool. We had to put on our outfit. This is the outfit we're going to wear for the whole game.
Except a little bit at, yeah. Well, I guess it's not technically a hat on
right, with the girl, okay, here's the thing. Here's the pink text, right? The boy's hat is an actual hat that you can just remove. The girl's scarf or handkerchief or bandana is a hairstyle. You have to pay money to change your hairstyle to remove this bandana. It's very silly. But yeah, so now we gotta go talk to the professor. Stamina management is something that's very important. I don't know if Albie did it, but what I do is I manually stop a little bit.
Yeah, I do it when turning the corner there.
I think it's best to describe it as Skyward Sword stamina if you couldn't see the wheel. The interesting thing about the stamina too is like if you are running and you go into a crouch without pressing L3 to stop your sprint, you will still consume your stamina. Like it is very bizarre how it is managed. So I always like stop my sprint before I do anything that's not sprinting. Except catching, because throwing anything will always stop your sprint. Yeah, dive rolling still consumes stamina, and other things like that. Yeah, you can test it for yourself if you want to, dear viewers. Just go into your Arceus file, run, initiate a sprint, press the B button to crouch, and keep walking, and then eventually you will hear your character be out of breath, even though you are just crouch walking. But yeah, so now we are officially part of the Galaxy team. We've got the recipe to make Pokeballs, and pretty soon we're going to be introduced to the Pokedex, which is like our entire purpose of being for this run. Like the entire thing the run is routed around. And there's going to be some indicators right away that we can kind of measure how we've been doing based on the Pokedex. The only thing that really could have varied so far, just with what Albie did, is whether or not the Bidoof she caught was heavy or not. And we'll be able to tell based on the number of tasks we have, because the minimum amount of tasks you can have is 6. And that's if you just don't catch Starly Unspotted, if you don't see Shinx use Quick Attack, you do the bare minimum to get by.
Which is what I did.
So if Albie has 7, she will know that she has a heavy Bidoof. Also, we were mentioning slow crouches and how much they suck earlier. But there's another way to do it called a crouchless cancel, which I think Albie will try here, perhaps. Not quite. That's fine.
I've been trying it a bit recently, but struggling with it, so I decided I'll just do... This is a
different one, actually. You don't want to do that. You want to do, like, the slightest up-left input, like, as the screen's fading out, and then let go.
Yeah, that's what I've been struggling with, where it's not been enough.
Yeah, it's only this one that's what you want to do.
I did not get a heavy Bidoof. Granted, I got, like, all of them yesterday. I got the heaviest Bidoofs. I had 5 Bidoofs after, when I got to I had 5 Bidoofs that were heavy.
That's disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of blew it. You should have saved that one.
Yeah, 5 out of 6 Bidoops were heavy.
Yeah. But yeah, now it's time to get started with research tasks, or getting to work on research tasks. So traditionally, every route has always just ran forward and gone to go talk to the rival, and then things have splintered off from there. Because honestly, I thought you couldn't warp until you've accessed or you talked to rival at every cutscene that rival has. But apparently, it was brought to my attention by the Japanese runner Kitamura, that apparently you can kind of do the sequence out of order than how we've been doing it for the last 2 years. IceQ is not in this game, no. Good question. I think Albie's going to be going to Beautifly first. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. It was actually Albie that pointed this out to me because I had no reason to watch his English run because that was not the run I was hyper fixated on for months. So, but yeah, so we have absolutely no in-game story purpose to go this way. This does not benefit us at all in progression. However, going this way, we have a couple of Shinx spawns, and having Shinxes in our party is better than having the Bidoofs we could catch early on.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
He's
a
on.
little bit of a late, a little bit of a late crouch. These guys are kind of finicky. Yeah, it's not too bad.
I could have maybe taken a little time to get it to back strike there.
You only need one there, because you can catch another one tomorrow.
Yep.
So there's these Beautiflies over here. They are very big and angry. I think, how many balls are you going to try to catch here? Is that a sleeping one?
That is the sleeping one.
Oh my god, please stay asleep. That's like the best catch rate modifier. Is that 2 different genders also?
No.
Oh.
I don't know why this other one took so long to spot me again. Oh, hell yeah.
You got it. Hell yeah. Okay, good. That was a male Beautifly. That's actually very important to keep track of.
Yep.
You may not even know what the difference is. But the difference is the top red little line on their wings. It's a long red line on males, and females have a very short, stubby red line. It's like very... Oh, I would have quick attacked that, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I decided to risk it.
Again, though. Okay, cool. Yeah, quick attack's good there because it gives you a 4th quick attack for Cynical's task. Honestly, like, these levels are good. Yeah, you might actually be 18. I don't know what level you can bot, but 2 kills of 22 is yummy for Cynical. Okay, so rollout there might seem kind of silly because 90% accurate move. What are you doing, forehead? Yeah, you're still targeted.
There
you go. Yeah, the other one saw you, and you gotta just wait a second.
I'm not 18 yet, but that's fine.
No, I think you will be after these catches here. 18 is very important. Cyndaquil can already evolve at level 17. But for the next battle, we'll be forced to use Strong Ember, which is a range to kill our opponent Pikachu. But if Albie can get to level 18 on Cyndaquil, Cyndaquil will learn Flame Wheel, which is a guaranteed kill on this next fight, without having to use Strong Style. Nice. Yeah, you're very close. Like, I break everything with Cyndaquil. Like, everything. Like this apricorn tree next to you, the oranberry trees, all 3 of the apricorn trees next to rival. He's so close. Hopefully that gets in. I don't know if that was... I think that was unspotted.
I think it was, but I'm not sure. It was not.
No, not quite. Okay, so now they're going to teach us about aggro. Yeah, there's just been a lot of considerations that Albie's had to make here that are kind of hard to explain individually because everything that she did had a purpose. Like catching the Wurmples is good because Wurmple has a pretty easy flowchart research path. Yeah, that one's angry. Or not angry, but scared. At least you got that one unspotted. As long as you got a light, you should be fine. Nice. You got a light specimen. Yeah, you're just like super good. Isn't there another apricorn tree? That sucks. You're like 17.9999999.
There is another, yeah.
Unless the EXP bar was not up to date, but I couldn't really tell. I think one more should get it for you, but I don't know how big of a deal it is. Because even though the Ember is a range to kill, it's also a 50% chance to burn if it lives. So it's kind of situational.
24 XP. So it would have been 2.
Literally, if that second Shinx got in, I think that's it.
Yep.
Your memory is just ugly. Good question. Basically, now, like I said, these are evolutions that every route of the game has always done. So we're just using these evolutions to get us over the 500 point threshold, just so we can move on. Because before, like when the game was new, everyone was like walking around like catching 6 Starlies, like trying to feed Eevees and Mime Juniors. If you got an Eevee and a Mime Junior next to each other, that was the holy grail. You had like, you were rommeling extremely hard. It sucks that your Wurmple's male in your party. Because you have the opportunity to evolve it all the way up to Beautifly if it were to become a Soakin, but a second male Beautifly does nothing for you.
Still gonna evolve it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. But you caught 4, so the odds are that surely you have a female one in the box, right? Sure.
Surely.
Surely. I guess it's something. Not sure what to talk about right now. You kind of nailed it. Oh, okay. This is a little bit faster. You're supposed to go talk to the professor, but if you try to leave the area by literally leaving it, it skips the tutorial prompts that spawn on this day, so it saves 7 seconds, even though you have to run all the way to the entrance. Plenty. Okay. So we have gotten to work on research tasks, and now we got to go report that to Celine, our captain. And then from there, I don't want to say we have free roam yet, but we're getting there. We're almost done being handheld. I mean, this area is an hour of handholding, but, you know, we're slowly having our freedoms increased. So the research ranks, we needed 500 for rank 1, we'll need 1800 for rank 2, 3500 for rank 3, and so on. Each rank will, 1, allow story progress, so that's the main reason why it's important. 2, it kind of determines, it influences catch rate on overleveled Pokemon. Every rank has like a max level where you won't incur a penalty for Pokemon of that level. And like as soon as you go over it for your research rank, you have a penalty to your catch. As well, they also give you new recipes. So I believe we have the recipe for heavy balls, but we'll not be crafting them because we don't have any black tumblestone yet. It'll take a while before we get any.
Yep. Yeah, because next one will be for feather balls, and then the one for coastlands will be great balls. Yeah, that would be correct.
Yeah, I think it was this one, Chip. Like, I don't know, this game aesthetically gets a lot of flack. But I want a game that plays well more than anything, so I have no complaints here. You know, this game has some of the best, has the best movement in the series. And just the most, like, I've never played a Pokemon game and felt like I was in the world more than this. Because you're in control of, like, if what feels like every limb of your body is just completely under your control. Like, you know, the aiming is so fluid. The movement, like the diving, the riding Pokemon, like it's all so fluid and quick and snappy. I love it.
Out of all the main games, it has the best animations as well for the Pokemon.
Oh my god, yeah, every Pokemon has its own personality. They're wonderful. Yeah, but Strong Ember's not too bad. Ember is a double point task. You know, one of those 20-point tasks that I was mentioning. Nice, you got the range. I'm more or less with you. I'm in Nads now, which is a shame. You know, stay strong, brother. We'll get through this. So what's like the least interesting thing to explain while ads are on? Strong and agile style moves. We briefly touched on them before, but as soon as a Pokemon masters a move and its learn set, for oh God, I don't know when Kulava mastered Ember, but it did. Spoilers. When you master a move, you gain the ability to use agile and strong style of it, which, like I mentioned before, it influences where you fall in the action speed order. Rather, it'll actually those specifically will usually influence where your opponent lands in the action speed order, because agile moves slow your opponent down, and strong style moves speed your opponent up instead of having a direct impact on you. Yeah, the first time I ever saw like a video of Eevee, like a sleeping Eevee waking up, I almost cried in this game. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the reaction I remember the most from you for any Pokemon interaction was
The Vulpix.
yeah, the Vulpix sleeping in your 100% run.
Oh, I was waiting for that for so long. But yeah, Volo's definitely teaching us about stabbing things in the back. Definitely not relevant. So, how many spoils do you have?
1.
Oh, hey, you gotta start somewhere. So the spoiled apricorns will be important later, because Pokemon have tasks for being stunned, and there's,
God damn it.
well, was that your first heavy? Heck yeah. Okay. There's
Yeah, whatever, dude.
3 different types of stuff
Didn't want you
we'll
on.
be using in this run. Wait, what? You got an unspotted catch? Huh. Interesting. Those
Yeah.
Starlies looked extremely panicked. I don't know. Good. Yeah, that might have looked like a waste of a ball, but I mentioned it briefly at the beginning, but you can tell whether you've immediately gotten the catch or not based on how high the ball bounces. Essentially, the game does 2 checks to determine whether you've made the catch or not. If you pass the first check, you get the low bounce to the ground. If you fail the first check, you get the shake. And then if you fail the second check, it breaks out. So by seeing the shake, Albie knew that she has not caught it yet. So she threw another ball in advance to kind of be able to recapture. That's actually something you didn't have to do with the Beautiflies, which I just realized that I have to now explain.
Yep.
Essentially, there will be times where Pokemon have bad catch rates where we will sit there and kind of like stun lock them in a Pokeball. Because as soon as they break out, sometimes they aggro, but if you recapture them very quickly to avoid any consequences of having them break out. Is that actually gonna work? Oh my god, nice.
Love it.
I cannot believe you got that.
I've gotten to a point where I feel like it's just worth going for.
Yeah, me too. That's why I always do it. It's just nice to be able to use 3 Thunderfangs on things that need Thunderfangs.
Yeah, there's nothing really you can use the bites on, and now that I do Shink strats for Gumi at that point, it's just like just get the bite off. If I need 3 Thunderfangs, then there's 3 good places to get them. Anyway, so that's cool.
Yeah, saying choosing the second option here is 1 less text box, but it's not really worth stopping what you're doing and going out of your way to press down. I just kind of mash down.
Yeah, that's what I did. I don't normally get it, but I got it there.
Yeah, it's just like, oh cool, I got that, or oh no, I didn't, whatever. So we were mentioning bites and Thunderfangs. Those are research tasks for Luxio. A lot of Pokemon have research tasks where you just need to see it use a move. And while we have to do these battles anyway for story progression, you might as well couple it with research moves you need to see. It just makes sense. Oh my god, I actually can hear the... Wait, how can I... Oh, I can hear the game from your OBS. Okay, perfect. I just now realized that I was hearing the game. Those were just awful positionings, though. I like to get behind the. I like to have the rock between me and both of them, but they were like 7-10 split behind the rock. Like there was nothing you could do really without at least angering one of them.
Eh.
Yeah.
Get that one.
Yeah, not worth it. Geodude is a very fine art, and I don't know if I could say it's worth learning.
Sure.
I mean, it's a nice backup, but it's very unlikely for you to be able to have it in like a super viable state, because the ideal situation. Albie? There you go. The ideal situation for Geodude is you catch 3 here, and 2 of them are heavy, which is a 20% chance. 21? No, 20. 21 is Graveler. So some Geodudes get promoted to heavy when they evolve. And then you evolve the 2 heavy Geodudes, because heavy Geodudes will always become heavy Gravelers. And then that just instantly finishes Geodude and Graveler, just catching 3, 2 heavies, and evolving the heavy ones. But I don't think Albie got a heavy. I mean, she only caught 1, I think, so it's just kind of off the table. But tomorrow, while she's still on foot, or the next research day, like while she's still on foot, if she sees a shaking ore, she can just break that and have that battle instantly end for 20 free points. It really loses no time at all. You know, where like your normal way of just getting 20 points, just freelance is just catching a random thing. It's actually a little bit faster and a little bit safer. Oh, nice. You went first. Is it Oko chance? Nah, dang. Okay.
I never get the Oko with Staravia, which is weird because I get it with Starly.
Yeah, I think it's always worth going for. I understand when people don't. But I think people need to be more flexible with getting their air release somewhere else. 'Cause I just don't think it's that hard. Or, you know, you Thunderfang Staravia, and then you just need to catch the other gender.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's always a way out of any situation. That's what I love about this game. This game does not have a set route. I've tried to come up with like a beginner tutorial for this game a couple times, and it's hard because it's hard to determine what's the most viable thing, what's the easiest thing. Everyone's different, and everyone has different strengths and different, you know, skills. Something that I do, I find extremely easy and, you know, mundane, somebody might just be fighting for their life against. But like, so, you know, the other way around, something that I find extremely difficult, somebody else might have just a cakewalk with. So I really appreciate seeing all the different play styles when people play this game, because it really is just an expressive game. You can really do whatever you want with it. There's so many Pokemon that are viable to finish. You can pretty much create your own route within reason. A lot of this game is up to personal preference. But as I was saying, yeah, the biggest, by far, in my opinion, the biggest skill you can have with this game is flexibility. Just being able to adapt and not just be so rigid with your routing. Because I understand, like I said, why people like make sure, even if they go first, they still go for the quick attack air relay strat and not even try to get the air slash range kill. That's just rigid thinking, in my opinion. I don't know. You can't learn unless you put yourself in those situations. So I just try to put myself in those situations a lot. That's really how you get mastery, I think. Is just you know, getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
There was a second heavy that I didn't see on Bidoof.
Oh yeah. How many do you have total? 6?
I have 5 Bidoof total, 2 heavy.
Okay. Yeah, so if you get one more and it's heavy, you're just done with Bidoof.
Hmm.
Heck yeah.
All of my Shinx were female though, it's kind of crunch.
Classic. Classic Shinx. I mean, you're still fine. Just because, well, are you fine? What's Shinx at? Rank
6?
Yeah, it sucks. Because quick attack bite's not gonna do it.
It's especially sucks because I got 3 bites, no Thunderfang on Munchlax, so it's not even like I would go back to normal.
You could just bring Shinx to Mirelands and just do the regular strat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about this, is like, this is also a new thing, that going to Beautifly first and having Shinxes in your party that gets level 17. you know, again, adaptation rather. Um, very, very important, because the old strat was you go and watch all the rival cutscenes before going to Beautifly, and then eventually after you beat this first area, you bring Shinx to the second area to lose the battles, just so while they're, you know, really pondering killing you, you can just spam quick attack and get 3 off that you need. But I lost my train of thought. Wait, you can just evolve the second Shinx. No, you're fine. Yeah, you can do Shinx strat on Gumi and then just evolve the second Shinx.
That's just seems slower though.
No, absolutely not. I don't know. Again, this is personal preference. I think that's what I would do because I don't like the hassle of trying to force Shinx into a battle it doesn't belong in. And it's not very good in. Just for like, I don't know. Sometimes I've had this issue with another category called Catch 'em All, which it's exactly what it sounds like. In theory, you want to have 1,800 points leaving Fieldlands, and then just get out as fast as possible, and then do all of your research while you're on the distortion timer in the other areas. Don't worry about distortions; it's not important. The point of this story is to say sometimes when I've been trying to avoid research and trying to hit 1,800 exactly, I've gone slower than when I just don't care and just get 2,200, you know, and just play. Because I'm working so hard to try to fight my instincts to like do research, because I'm trying to like hit this mark just barely, and it's just not worth it. That's kind of like my thought process on that, on the Shinx thing. Sometimes it's just better just to let things breathe. But up to you.
I guess maybe we should mention how I was looking at that as well.
Oh yeah, so while I was running PMD, we found a new skip in Gates to Infinity that lets you skip an entire 1.5-minute cutscene. And somebody was posting clips of it very, very quickly. And I'm like, are you just clicking record and then clicking stop recording as soon as you do this, like over and over and over again? He's like, no, I have the replay buffer on. I'm like, what's the replay buffer? And in that moment, I discovered the greatest tool for Pokemon speedrunning any game. Essentially, if you enable the OBS replay buffer on your OBS broadcaster software, what it'll do is you can enable a hotkey to press. And as soon as you press that hotkey, it'll save the last 15 seconds of your stream to a local video file for you to browse while you're sitting in all these cutscenes. You know, you can scrub through it frame by frame. That's why Albie's been scrolling through the research very quickly, not even getting a real chance to look at it. Because right now she's looking at it while she's sitting in these cutscenes. And I think it's perfectly valid because Pokemon speedruns, as long as I've been speedrunning Pokemon, even with Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon speedruns have always required you to record video footage. So all this simply is just using that video footage to your advantage. It's better than doing 11 different screenshots on every single day. Yeah, this will be Albie's last day on foot until we get the ride Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be a menu here. Female Wurmple. I don't know. I don't even know what else you'd want to withdraw.
Guess I could maybe bring in a Geodude.
Oh, you went to Fieldlands Camp.
Oh, I'm smart.
There you go. Geodude wouldn't be too bad. At least, yeah, if you get Combi, you can do rollout on Combi, which is research for Geodude. And if you do get a second Geodude or a couple more Geodudes, and was this one heavy? Do you know?
I don't. No, it was not.
Okay. Yeah, do you hear yourself out of breath now?
Yep.
Albie? Yeah, that's why I always make sure I stop my sprint before I do anything. I'm just super paranoid that it bleeds into like every other aspect of it. You know, dive rolling, I'm stopping my sprint. Anything at all, standing still, I'm stopping my sprint. That's a little bit hyperbole, but you know what I mean.
That actually explained to me one of the ways where I felt like, oh, I've been pretty low stamina compared to you and Flutter, and I think I'm gonna do this.
I don't remember telling Blooder. He may have just come to that conclusion on his own. I would not put it past him. But I mean, there's a chance. He's been running it for like a year and a half now. There's a chance I brought it up at some point. Here's another little exploit thing. While you're charging an item, while you've got something cocked in your hand, you just ignore slippy physics. I don't know what the word is. Sliding. So it allows you to just... Nice 90% Firestone. Yeah, it allows you to just climb that slope without fear of slipping off. Oh, that third... Oh, that... There, you didn't want it, I guess.
Are you kidding me?
That's fine. Who cares?
I'm so good at
Let's
this.
get the other one. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, actually, I've fed these enough. I can just... Yeah, there we
You're
go.
fine. Yeah, you're good.
I was taking way more time with that than I needed.
No, I'll see one. Unfortunate. Well, I hope this one evolves into a Silcoon, or you get one tomorrow. I mean, that was still decent. I mean, it sucks that there's no Psyduck, but I mean, what can you really do about it? All of those Banerias that she just saw, except for the one that was on the same elevation as her, were 50-50 to be Baneria or Psyduck.
Yep, and none of them were Psyduck.
Yeah, none of the 4 on the ground were Psyduck. Or 3. I don't even know if the 4th one spawned. The one on the far left. I don't know if it was me or Truly, but the other day, like, I think it was me, that I was under drought. It was raining, and I didn't get a Psyduck, which is 60-40 for Psyduck. Like, on both days it was raining. No, the first day was not rain, then the second day was raining. So I failed, like, 4 coin flips, and then 4 60-40s in a row. It's like, come on, man. I had to run, like, super far out of the way for a Psyduck. I was going to be petty about that. Wurmple not being level 10 here is kind of weird. I mean, that just kind of speaks to like how little it actually gave you to do. Like, catch-wise. Yeah, there's no Psyduck to kill also. I mean, I think your points are fine. Either way. But these are things you got to start thinking about, because, you know, things that go wrong in this area have long-term ramifications for every area going forward. Because the thing about games like this and Pokemon Let's Go is a gold split's not really a gold split. Because if you golded something, that means you've put more work on another split. So sum of best segments means absolutely nothing in this game. Like, my sum of best segments is a 330, I think. And, like, I'm never getting that. That's not possible. Like, the best pace I've ever been on, which is the record before the end game introduced me to pain, was like a 335. That's peak human performance, I think. Like, it's just not possible, because what it's assuming is that you're doing nothing in all 5 areas, and that's not going to get you the 8,500 points you need to finish. So I say all that to say that, you know, even though this is area 1 and you know, in most speedruns you don't really care, you have to care. Like, every little thing matters because it all adds up at the end. Quite literally, it all adds up. You know, if she sees a Stravia today, she wants to kill it with Thunderfang. If she sees a Psyduck today, she wants to kill it with Thunderfang. Because that's all going to add up and make life easier later. Yeah, literally both of those are just going to make life easier later. Because Psyduck, if you don't get the kill on Psyduck, you have to catch 6 of them, I think. Or maybe not. That's not even enough. I don't know. But then Staravia, If she doesn't get the kill on Stravia, she has to withdraw a Starly later and evolve it, which isn't that bad actually. That's probably the easier one. But if you can avoid an evolution, I feel like you should.
I think because I've not fed any, I'm gonna have to catch more as well.
Psyducks, yeah. Well, I mean, unless you get some huge guys. You could just feed, what I've been doing recently when I need feeds is I just feed them alongside the Badoos on Crimson Day 2. They're kind of far, but if you just start, like, walking towards them, like, as the Badoos are eating, like, it shouldn't be too bad. Especially because I stealth in the middle of my Badoos, so I definitely have a stealth spray for them. But there's two right there, right before the bridge. And there's one after the bridge, and yeah. Okay, so this is our bike. Everyone say hi to Weird Ear. For the Gen 1ers in chat, this is an evolution of Stantler, although that's a Gen 2 Pokemon, so you guys are lost still. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's a deer. It run. This is easily the most broken mount in the game. Because not only can he run, he can climb, he can fly.
Within reason.
Within reason, yeah. Easily, like, if you, like... I've seen, like, these memes where people, like, find the average frame of, like, a streamer's stream or something, and, you know, the average frame of a movie, like, they you know, image meld all the frames of the video together. If you took the average frame of Legends Arceus, it would be just ready weirder. Or in a cutscene. Either or. There do be a lot of cutscenes here. There are no Stravias? That sucks, actually. Well, there's probably some off to the right, that's not worth getting, I don't think. Yeah. Did you end up getting that third heavy Bidoof? That one looks like a big guy. Hopefully it's in. Ooh, Combi. It's too late, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I realized
Wow.
because I went for the
found
catch
them
on
all.
one.
Here they are.
No, he sidestepped me.
We found them. Do. Also, make sure you look for a cat. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I got blood dirt.
Of course. No, getting blood dirt is missing it 4 times in a row. Oh my god, because you didn't backstrike it, this is painful. Yeah, now you have to use Shinx for the battle. Luxio will die.
I mean, this is a Rita battle.
Oh wait. Did
Yep.
I miss you fighting? Oh my god, I literally missed you fighting Goomy. I was not paying attention. Who did you use for Goomy?
I used Shinx.
Okay. Wow, I'm losing it. Okay.
I'm gonna have a Psyduck.
Yeah. Yeah, I was too busy complaining about the catch rates or the spawn rates of Venereal and Psyduck is an issue I'm very passionate about. Yeah, everyone... Okay, so, Chip, that's very funny you say that, because I've never played Skyrim for more than, like, 10 minutes. I've seen the intro, like, 3 times, every 3 times I tried to get into the game. Everyone calls it Skyrim horsing in my streams, and I don't know what it means, but it's a universally felt sentiment. So yes, I'm gonna agree with you, because everyone thinks that. So they can't all be crazy. That was a really good quick attack roll, I think.
No, I got
Oh, you at least get the
burned.
burn. Okay. Yeah, Flamewell's not even that likely to burn. I think somebody showed me a video of Skyrim horsing, and I remember it looking quite goofy. But this isn't goofy. This is just talent from our dear friend.
Yeah, I did bring the Bidoof out of the party, so I'm gonna have to bring it back later to evolve it to finish that.
There could be a heavy Bidoof on the ground in Crimson, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah.
Batcherisu, maybe you get like 3 more. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what Elden Ring's mounts are. I didn't know Souls games had mounts. To be honest. Speaking of Dark Souls, everyone likes to compare this to Dark Souls when it's not even close. Like, I don't know where this comparison comes from. Like, I guess I kind of see it like it's a boss battle, but it's not even remotely that hard. Yeah, I was a little bit too far to the left. Actually, sorry, this is not my place to tell you how to do the nobles. Context, Albie is better at the nobles than I could ever dream of being. Looking at world record holder, top 5 in like every single one. Can you parry? No. No, you can damage buffer though. You can damage boost. We'll be doing damage boosts a lot, and that's kind of like parrying, right?
I'm whatever.
Yeah, that like easily the worst Cleavor I've ever seen you do. Like, not even close. Like, most of them are like just leagues better. Like, they're better than mine. Like, 'cause, I don't know. The nobles are something I personally have never worked to perfect that hard. Because, like, I'm good enough at them. Yeah, this game has stamina.
Cleaver I haven't worked on a lot, and also I get annoyed with the smallest difference between the IL version and the 90% version. I don't want to grind that.
Reason why I never. That was actually my initial reason why I didn't want to grind the ILs, because I knew they were different, and I knew it wouldn't be 100% 1-to-1. Obviously, those are so good. Largest wingspan. I don't get it. Yeah, we dodge roll a lot. For some of the bosses, we'll like walk into their projectiles or, you know, their ground traps to take damage to avoid hits and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff like that. All right, we're praying this is a Silcoon. If not, we're kind of screwed on the Cocoon unless you want to evolve a third one. Oh, Albietross. Oh.
It's a Cascoon.
You could bring Wurmple to lose to these fights, but that is up to you. I think Poison Sting's a task.
I already have Wurmple finished.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting a third Evo. Like, I don't know. That's another thing I think.
Is that
I
one
don't think your
female?
choice is...
None of them are female. Okay.
That's fine. I understand. I'm not trying to rag on you right now. I'm trying to make a point. The biggest thing I see people do is they think just because something's at rank 10 that there's not any more. Like, they think 200 points is the cap. Like, maybe not explicitly, but I think there's some kind of unconscious bias there that they're like, I can't, there's no reason to do that. It's already done. But like stuff like Badu kind of proves that, you know, because Badu, if you do it pretty simply and perfectly, it's 240 points, which that 40 points like 5 times adds up to a whole nother catch. That's probably like, that's one of the hardest things to get over, because you fixate so much on rank 10 as a player, that you forget that there's, you know, there's points beyond rank 10. And I'm guilty of it too. You know, I think everyone is.
Okay, I had to think about it for a bit. I think I realized why my points were so low. I forgot to evolve the Shinx when I was planning to do that.
Oh, when are you gonna do that?
I have a higher level Shinx that
it's getting kind of full.
I mean, I'll just evolve that Shinx during Fire Split and have that doing Thunderfang. Maybe.
I would, if it comes down to it and you have to pick, I'd pick Bidoof, because you could find a female Shinx in Highlands, but I hope your party just doesn't get too full to where you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, there's only so much party space, and you have to leave the spot open for Shellos later. Yeah, that's the first area of the game. You know, our casual first hour, just kind of chilling so hard right now. And now I think this is where things get really serious. Because, you know, you think of a speed run, and I don't know if you guys were watching the same run I was, but there was a lot of crouching and walking very slowly to make sure you don't disturb things. We're about to get an item that is extremely helpful to make this game a lot more fast-paced. After we beat our rival and as we're walking into the second area, we're going to get the recipe for an item called the Stealth Spray. The stealth spray makes you completely inaudible to Pokemon, even on your mounts. So as long as you don't get seen, you can run directly up to something at full speed, no care at all, and just catch them, and it'll be an unspotted catch. Whereas if you don't have a stealth spray up, you have to like slowly like crouch walk up to them and hope they don't look at you. But now you just have to hope they don't look at you. Easy. It's much easier. Yeah, there's a it sounds weird, but there's a benefit to being heard sometimes. Because Pokemon, when they hear you in turn, they can only turn on certain intervals. Like after they've turned, they have to wait a couple seconds before they can have a turn induced by hearing again. But like with RNG, like they could just be facing away from you and you're running up to them, and then they just randomly decided to turn around and look at you, and it's just not your fault.
Yeah, the Pokemon that's definitely made the most easier by not having stealth spray up is Dustox is a good one, but I was thinking Graveler, even though you don't normally catch it in this category.
Yeah. That's just like that's the example of all examples because Graveler rolls around and he has literally, I'm pretty sure his eyes are always like, looking outward, like he rolls forward. So he literally has eyes on the back of his head when he's rolling, but when he turns standing up. So it's easy to like run around him. Like the Pokemon are so predictable in this game. Like it's so fascinating. Like there really is just so much skill in this game. Oh heck yeah.
Okay.
So good. How many Stardust did you get? I would buy the heavy balls too.
Yeah, I got the 2 worse with money items in them, so I should be good.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, and I got the 100% Firestone.
The best. 4,000. Yeah, that basically makes up for like definitely at least the heavy balls.
I think you normally have it. I think you normally have 9,000 there anyway.
Yeah.
But I think
it makes up for your lack of catches.
That's true, yeah.
It's like, I don't know, that's like the biggest thing that like that was something that was very eye-opening to me in Catch 'em All. Was just the value of getting so many things in spheres. Like, it sounds so simple. Like, yes, you want to catch them all, but like, sometimes you have to just pick your battles. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. But like, if something's worth it, it's just sitting there. Just throw a ball. The worst thing is it breaks out. Oh well. The best thing is it gets in the ball, and that counts. Like every single catch counts towards your money. And all the different circumstances under which you catch it count towards your money as well. If you catch things with backstrikes, if you catch things in distortions, if you catch things for the first time, if you catch 10 or more, 20 or more, 30 or more, that all contributes to the amount of money you make on a single research visit. So that's kind of bled into any percent a little bit, but not really, because you do still have to be very conscious of Pokeballs. Because you don't have endless time to dig up cobblestones and farm apricorns like you do in Catch 'em All. Okay, that's fine. I guess with this Wurmple, if it evolves into Cascoon, you just bring Cascoon to Fire Spit. The thing you just have to bring the Fire Spit. The list, that's the thing I'm like super insecure about, is the list gets very full very quickly with what to bring to Fire Spit.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to like lose track of all the things, and then suddenly you've romanced everyone in Persona 5 and they're all there on Valentine's Day and it's really awkward. Just like 11 things have to go to Fire Spit. It's like, all right, I can only take 5 of you. 4 of you, sorry, I gotta bring Machoke and chat out. But okay, so the game is introducing distortions to us that's completely irrelevant to any percent. Oh, interesting. That's very smart. I'm so ape-brained that I muscle memory make the same thing anyway. Also, I despise that you used the box from the crafting table. How could you? I trusted you. Okay, so it's very rare for someone to teach me something new in this game. Especially after having done this game at AGDQ, having had the record for as long as I've had it, after having done a 100% speedrun that took me 177 gameplay hours. Somebody came into my chat and told me I could press ZR from the crafting table to get to the box, the storage box. Well, needless to say, I VIP'd them, but I'm also very angry about that, because what kind of sense does that make? Like, what kind of wormhole is there from the crafting table to the box? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I refuse to do it out of protest, personally.
I do it just because you told me about it so early anyway, so it's like, huh, that's kind of convenient.
You had time to implement it into your like, tactics. It's too late for me. It's like the walking backwards and Lilligant thing. I am too set in my ways to probably ever learn that. By the way, I know Evil was kind of a mess, but you just stick around. The boss of this area is Albie's best boss.
Mm-hmm.
And she does strats I don't even do. If you've seen the world record, you will see new strats that you've not seen before. Okay, so you got 10 more points at least. I believe so.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think the thing is I'm remembering that Poison Sting is a task for like multiple of that evolutionary line. And like I was thinking, oh god, is that Silcoon or Wurmple? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. So the interesting thing about Great Balls, Albie actually cannot craft those yet. Because you have to be rank 3. So getting them from Ginter is extremely cool. But the best thing to get from Ginter, if we want to talk in terms of things you can't craft yet, it is definitely Scatterbangs.
Yeah, I got 2 heavy Psyduck, so... Yeah.
You got how many?
I got my second heavy Psyduck there, so it's like I fed.
Oh, you're chilling, yeah. Cool. You actually cannot craft Scatterbangs until you beat the boss in this area. I don't care if you're a completionist, you've got rank 9 before you get past the bridge. Nice Burmy. Is it female? Not good. If it was female, I would have felt bad that you're just wasting the best catch 'em all run of all time. Firestone in area 1, Burmy, female Burmy in area 2.
I mean, I didn't see Pichu.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm looking through pixel vision, so I don't know. I'm looking through pixel vision, but then I've got an instant replay and clarity for anything that's really important on my left. But yeah, the shopkeeper that she was purchasing stuff from, I don't think we even explained him. There's 2 shopkeepers from the Ginkgo Guild. The left one is Ginter. He will sell you 3 random item sets from a list, depending on your game progress. And like I just said, he can sell you things you don't have the ability to craft yet. For example, like, honestly, like I said that Scatterbangs were the most notable thing. Well, no, they are just the most notable thing. I'm glad that Psyduck was able to do the agile thing. Basically, you don't get the crafting recipe for Scatterbangs until you leave this area, until you've beaten the boss and you've left the area, and you're eating potato mochi with the the boys. But then there's stuff like Great Balls that we just can't craft because we haven't gotten that rank yet. There's also cakes. Like, cakes are so much of a time save as opposed to getting them yourself or crafting them yourself. And they provide such a tremendous catch benefit, and it kind of breaks the early game and the mid game and the late game. It breaks things as late as Mega and Corda Highlands. Like, Mega and Cornet Highlands is like a 50% catch with a backstrike leading ball, or 55, something like that, 60 maybe. While it's eating a cake, if you backstrike it with a leading ball, is a 95% catch. I thought you were drowning.
Yeah, I mistook where I was going, and I was like, yep, I'm...
I drowned twice in my run at pace, and I still got a 348. So it's all good.
I was so ready to drown.
I really hope you get a Paris in the party. It's nice to be able to just have a like I don't know. I like options personally.
Hmm.
I love playing to as many outs as possible. And I don't know what your Paris situation is, but if you catch one and you get to 4 and you're not at uh, 2 heavies, you have the option to evolve it, which is like slightly slower than Stun Spore, but you also get the Parasect research. But you can't. That's not really worth doing unless you have a Paris in the party.
I've only caught one Paris, and it wasn't the large. So I would very much like one in the party.
Yeah. Oh, and you never. Oh, damn! You never killed a Staravia, did you?
I did not.
So you got to bring Starly to the next area. You remember what gender your Starly was?
It was female, I think.
I'm not trying to like, make you nervous or anything. I'm just curious.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that sucks. That's so stupid. You know what? While you're doing this, and I'm bored, I'm going to calculate that catch.
That was the second one that's broken out, by the way. The other one broke out of a
Were they both?
Pokeball.
Yeah. I mean, I think the heavy ball backstrike is more worth looking into right now. That is more like flag on the play. Heavy ball backstrike level 21 or something. I don't know, something like that. That was an 86% catch, the Paris. With a heavy ball backstrike. With a Pokeball backstrike, it was a 79% catch. So you got screwed. Just on both of them. Classic. You didn't end up killing that Combi, did you?
I did not kill that Combi, no.
Okay. Doofer. There's no way that's heavy, right? That was such a little run. That is the littlest Geodude I've ever seen. What a little guy that was. I get kind of nervous about throwing the this one that you're looking at right now. Like this one just like steering around the rosy and it's awful. Great balls here are a choice. I don't think these guys are worth great balls. They're pretty lax. But you did also just fail to like 80% catches.
Yeah.
So I understand. Actually, upon further analysis, I get it. So, this is the aforementioned Ursaluna obstacle. Google Ursaluna's base stats. This is disgusting to throw at the player this early in the game, but it's here, and we must fight it. So I think this strategy, I don't know if it was my idea. I think it was my idea. Because I think Shady's idea was Dustox, Bibarel, Staravia, or something like that. Or, yeah, Dustox, Bibarel at least. And then I realized that strong acid spray from Carnivine is a guaranteed 100% defense drop. And it also accomplishes, nice crit. It does both acid spray and a strong move for Carnivine, so it allows you to skip one stun on Carnivine. Like, these are the tiny things that we have to think about that I think are so interesting to make this game so, like, such a fascinating speedrun. You are braver than I am. I would never have gone for regular water pulse there. Okay.
We're going for it on higher HP even.
I know. I'm just posing. But anyways. But yeah, that's it. Obviously it's a lot harder if you don't lower the defense. But that's yeah. I think there is a chance that Ursaluna goes first and he instantly crit kills Carnivine. At that point, you just kind of, unplug your controller and shake hands. GG, you outplayed me. So actually, like, I didn't see the Teddy Ursas, how they went, but I saw all the tasks pop up, so I'm assuming it went well.
Yeah, the Tediarsus went really well.
How
I
did
did.
the cartoons go?
I think I caught enough. For sure.
Okay.
I did at least remember one breakout, but I think I got minimum 2. I think I got 3 at minimum.
So in addition to having to like aim and navigate this game with constantly turning and moving pocket monsters and stuff, um, you know, for the cricket tunes, Albie also had to look at the bottom of the screen or pay attention to how they look visually to determine what gender they are, because she needed 2 different genders of oh, nice, okay. Yeah, unfortunately you can't evolve that, but at least that's Silcoon done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can evolve it, but you shouldn't. Yeah. That's so cringe, the only female the only female
What's a Cascoon?
yeah. But at least that means you don't have to bring it to Fire Spit now.
Yeah, it was legitimately the only female too.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about Cascoon that I love, that I don't get to use often, but I love bringing it up. If you get trolled by Dusthawks,
Mm-hmm.
you can withdraw that and evolve it.
Yep.
Just like, you know, because sometimes it's hard enough to catch 1 Dusthawks, but you're supposed to catch 2. So it's a nice little backup, especially for marathon safety. Like, there's just options upon options upon options, and I don't know. I know I keep talking about how much I love this game, but you cannot be perfect at this game. Like, there's always something you can improve. That's what I think is so fascinating about it. Evolving 3 Wurmple and they're all Cascoon. That is one way to finish it. If you only evolve 2 Wurmples and they both become Cascoon, you just evolve one of the Cascoons when they teach you about the Wisps with the Spiritombs after Area 1, because it's a nighttime there. But yeah, the difference is that Cascoon does not get... You know, we evolve all Wurmples during the day. So Silcoon gets the bonus for being caught during the day, quote unquote, but Cascoon does not get the bonus for being caught during the night. But with 3 Wurmples, you're always guaranteed to finish one of them, which is nice. But obviously it's just a little bit slower. But I mean, what can you do? Albie was not in a great situation. That's just, you know. I mean, there's only so much adapt forehead you can really do. The game's just throwing you ridiculous stuff, like with the Parises. Like, that's not, you know, I don't think God would approve of what just happened with the Paris. Because that was like 280% breakouts, like on top of how many other breakouts there were in like Fieldlands or whatever. But all in all, like, I think, I don't know, we haven't really made a highlight of how interesting Albie's RNG has been, because she's just been handling it so well. That's just the one thing you learn as an arceus runner. It's not worth sitting there and going, what was that? You have to shut up and keep playing. You have to adapt to it. You're just like, okay, that sucks. I'm gonna overcome this, you know? You know, Badoo broke out. Boo-hoo. I gotta just, you know, figure out a way around it. It's not worth crying over spilt milk. No, don't get me wrong. It's very easy to disparage over things that happen to you in this game. But I don't know, what makes a good player into a great player is being able to just leave your emotions at the door and just kind of work through your problems in this game. I thought he was just gonna not eat. I was about to be really angry for you. That was really nice spell spray timing. Are you good on stuns?
I was over on balls there.
Oh no, I'm just asking generally if you're good on stuns right now. Maybe you have enough for Rhyhorn and stuff.
I think I have enough for Rhyhorn, yeah. I definitely caught the Carnivine, so I don't need to stun that. Which is nice.
Other the theme of runners talking about the game, but it can also translate to solid life advice. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot you can learn from just a hobby of self-improvement and competition that can translate directly to life. I feel like that's just a natural connection. Like Catch 'em All is just is really in my opinion the full experience of this game. Because there's a lot more to adapt to. But I mean it's also just so much more fun. Please run Catch 'em All. I'll teach you how. I don't care who you are. I'll teach you how to run Catch 'em All. The world needs more Catch 'em All runners.
Threw it straight into a tree.
Alright, good diamond settlements. Oh, you got plenty, okay. You've got plenty, and you get to keep one in your bag. So if Albie had only had 3 exploited points there, that was a little Rhyhorn. Did you see that little guy? Oh my god, they're so tiny. Oh.
What am I doing?
Yeah, it's gone. He's already moved and changed his name. Surprised I didn't see you.
I'm surprised too. And another one that didn't stay in.
You know what? I'm surprised I didn't see you, but I'm not surprised it didn't get in. That is the classic Paris. Yeah, I think you just gotta let Paris go. It's cringe.
I want to at least get another one. So I get the 2 tasks.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, you will not.
Damn.
All right. Well, I mean, whomst amongst us has never fumbled Paris?
I did it yesterday too.
Yeah, Paris is just annoying, but it's something you go for. Just because, one, when you get the kill on it, you're still walking around on foot anyway, plus it benefits Kulava a lot. And then 2, like, if you do end up catching enough that you need or using the right moves and all that, like, it's just a little nice bonus, but obviously not required by any means. But there's still just so much more of the run to go through. Okay, so anyways, this is Albie's best boss, so I'll try to explain what's going on, even though I don't know what's going on. So normally how I do it is when she lands like this, I have you know, I'm diving like that. I'm diving on every single one of those giant landing splashes, but Albie's able to like walk out of her damage radius, which I wouldn't try. You know, I don't know. It's terrifying.
I stand close.
I know how big that is.
I stand close so that you know.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I stand so close so that she ends up jumping in the same place instead of jumping towards me.
Oh, it's timing.
Yeah, there's a specific timing where you can just walk away.
Okay. Yeah, I always thought it was some voodoo magic bolt, you know, BS, but hearing that there's actual mechanics behind it is intriguing.
Yeah, it's entirely skill based.
Yeah, you can tell me I suck to my face. I can handle it, I promise. I promise I can take it.
I mean, I have been saying it that it's entirely skill that
You've been saying
you can
that I suck to my face?
that you can just learn it, and I feel like the part about standing close enough and then walking back is the easiest part of it.
Good forehead.
Yeah, every other part of the IL strats there I can understand not doing, but getting close and then walking back, I feel like it's not super hard.
No, at the very least, I think since you started and you've kind of shown me like how fast someone can improve at at those things. I don't know. I've at least improved my Lilligan a lot. You know, like I've gotten a lot more hits before she even jumps in the air and all that. Like I've definitely brought down my average end time like a significant amount. Like at least like before she lands the final time. Before her temper tantrum. Before I used to be happy. I used to think like 2 hits into her temper tantrum was acceptable. But now that is really bad and really slow. I think they have your name wrong on the layout. I just noticed. Albietross.
Yeah, they have my Discord name.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Is that your Discord name? No way.
yeah.
Oh my god, it is. Okay. I forgot you can have a different Discord @ and a different Discord name. Because mine have always been the same forever.
So I could have just taken it safe there and just done it already. I'm gonna go back and do it now. This is annoying, but
Wait, what?
yes,
Where are we going?
we're going back.
What? For what? You are not going back for. Oh wait, no, you could have done this at the thing. What are you doing? Oh my god, Albie! You're killing me!
At 3450.
This could. Oh, you didn't have enough?
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's super valid. That's so stupid. That's so funny though. That's so cringe. What did you not finish?
Paris is the big one.
Oh, Luxio wasn't done either? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was thinking about it. I was like, ooh, because Paris didn't finish. It's pretty close. I don't know if I
told Zell to run an ad or something while we did that. That was a little embarrassing. I would definitely play an ad before I did that. That way people have to pay some kind of money to watch me fail. Premium content. Dude, yeah, it sucks like that. Like that's probably like the second hardest threshold to hit. I think it can be very troll to hit 3,500 if the world's against you. Actually, no, I don't know. I don't know if 1,800 is harder to hit or 3,500. I feel like I miss 3,500 more often.
3,500 is pretty easy. In that case, I just straight up forgot to evolve the Shinx earlier, and it just kept going.
Well, also,
as a
Paris
mistake.
didn't help.
Yeah, and also I committed to Bidoof finishing and brought it out of the party, and then it didn't. Yeah, I had to.
The only mistake you really made was not evolving the Shinx early. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, I agree with all your decisions.
I guess if I evolved Bidoof there, then I could have had more potential options for Fire Spit. But I could find Shinx super quick. And I didn't know about where my Bidoof was, because I had to find the specific one that was high enough level.
Well, are the ones on the ground in Crimson not high enough level?
Oh yeah, I did catch one there, but I would have to find it still.
Yeah. I mean, it should be like stand out from everything else around it, because it's like the only brown thing you call it there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, there's Teddy Ursus, never mind. Did you check Ginter yet?
I did not.
Well, now you'll have a different item pool.
Yep.
Because his inventory is set when you check him. Yeah, so far I think this run's alright. I mean, it's had a little hiccups, but definitely still sub 350. Actually, before I just say things, let me actually check the pace. Do you have the run.gg?
I do.
Alright, I'm gonna go on run.gg because I don't want to like try to decipher from. Do you split the same as I do?
Yeah. Yeah, I do fade outs.
Okay. Oh my god, why did I get logged out of every website? Read.
I can actually compare to your world record real.
Don't forget the Wisp, by the way.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's a Wisp here on the beach that is really bad to miss in every other category that involves Wisps. But right now, you know, obviously we don't need that.
Sure.
I guess it's good that you didn't buy more Hopa Berries earlier. Oh, you didn't deposit your items.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I would have bought the mushroom cake, so that's just me, though. If nothing else, just for Yen Mega.
Yeah. That's smart. I was intending to sell there, but fine.
Here we go. I found you. Oh, did you skip Crimson? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, that's fair.
Because that was a normal situation.
Oh, you're only a minute behind me out of Obsidian. Interesting.
No. Smart.
Oh yeah, you were still easily on sub 350 pace, yeah. Yeah, getting a sub 350 in a marathon is a pretty exclusive club. I think it's literally just me, Shady. I cannot remember if Blood Dirt got it recently. When he did Fastest Furs, I genuinely can't remember. If it wasn't through sub 350, it was like literally 350 on the dot.
He got like 352, but it was with the
Yeah.
horrible shanks as well.
Oh god. Yeah, me and Shady did this for the PSR marathon like 2 years ago, and it was like an insanely close race. Like I almost got world record, but he was like 30 seconds behind me. But I mean, world record was only like a 3:45 back then, so obviously doesn't mean much now. But yeah, I mean, doing these kinds of games and marathons is kind of weird. Like I've always wanted to make a video about why Pokemon runs go over estimated marathons, because it's a very easy answer, but I don't know if it's things that people think of. Because like when people think of like if they were to just do a run, like what time would they get? They're not taking into consideration like safety strats and stuff. They're thinking about what they normally do. You know, like a Pokemon Gen 3 runner, like I think I've heard that Ruby and Sapphire has like an 8% chance to finish without losing a battle. So that Ruby and Sapphire runner might be like, oh yeah, it'll be 2 hours, but then they just lose like 4 fights and then it's like a 2:05.
You also have to save when doing Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah, that takes forever. Oh god, saving in Gen 4 when you're doing Gen 4 speedruns.
And if one of the battles you lose is like Norman or something.
Wait, what? Wait, why did you not? Did you actually deposit your items? I missed it.
I did.
Okay. I was expecting the grit text there, but
It's another one of those where I did it while doing the crafting.
oh, heresy! I got it. Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Got it. All right. The forbidden art. Understood. But yeah, the current world record is a 3:36:40, by some jackass. And honestly, like, there's not a lot here that's different. Like, there's not like a god route or anything that I use. It's literally just like mechanical skill for the most part. Like, it's crazy how much better you can get at this game just by playing it. Like, that's something that's, I don't know. I think people get kind of discouraged when they play this game and they're brand new, because I know people that like just, I don't know, because a lot of people that come from regular Pokemon games, they're just used to reading a route and being able to just pick up the game, play, and the route works. But the way you need to approach this game is actually practicing like every individual Pokemon research completion. You know, being able to get used to reacting to certain situations within those research completions. And it's quite a lot for people to deal with if they're not used to it. But literally, just the more you do it, the better you get. Because like this isn't like a platformer where there's like you press A on frame 7, you press B on frame 8, you know. And as long as you do that every single time, you're fine. Like there's a bit that could be committed to muscle memory, yeah. But I mean, every no two runs are ever the same. So it literally just demands like raw skill out of you. I think it's probably why it's just so addicting.
It also just demands a lot of knowledge as starting out.
Yeah, that's the hardest part to get over, is the knowledge floor. But like, I don't know. I think once you learn that's I've always said like once you learn how the dex works and like learn all the research tests and you know kind of get used to it, this run is so much fun. I mean, it's my favorite Pokemon speedrun, but I'm biased. Oh my god, on the pixel cam, it looked like that Starly was level 0. Look at the panic.
Oh.
Nice. They don't really have grand plans for the Mothim. It's just if we catch 4. Oh,
Hey, buddy.
Nice. Good old Gorky.
First you break that.
Yeah, I think you wasted that. Didn't you tell me the other day you had a run where you had 2 of them get in?
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely wasted that. Yeah, it's kind of rough because Machop doesn't need a mud ball. That doesn't need it.
Yeah, I realized too late.
Wormadam, is it female? Yes, it is because Wormadam's always female. You are brave going that way. I want you to know that. That's the bravest approach to that Scroopy I've ever seen. Yeah, so when I said Weird can climb, this is kind of what I had in mind. And yeah, somehow like the Pokeball thing that we did in Obsidian Fieldlands doesn't work here really that well. So you have to do this like stutter step to avoid sliding, because basically the way the sliding works, oh, I would have evolved there. The way the sliding works is like when you've been walking forward uninterrupted for a few seconds, it'll, you know, start to slide you down the slope. But if you like constantly reinitiate your initial walking animation, you don't need another Beautifly, do you?
I need a female.
Oh, is that a male over there? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can catch the male just because it's there. But this one's female. The sleeping one broke out.
Anyway. Insane.
Are you kidding me? I had 2
Yeah,
female
I would go back
breakout.
for that. That's ridiculous. That's not fair.
Thank you.
That's so stupid. I hate.
And another one broke out.
You know, people always are like, "Oh my God, why are you evolving Silcoon and Highland or in Fieldlands when you already evolved 2 Wurmples and they're both Silcoon? Wurmple and Silk are both done." That's why. Because trying to catch one of these damn things is hard enough in the beginning of the game when all you have is Pokeballs, and it doesn't get any easier at this point. It scales. So like I will happily lose like the 10 to 15 seconds or whatever I lose evolving a Silcoon into a Beautifly unnecessarily than having to catch a Beautifly myself. Forget that. Because you gotta mitigate risk. You gotta mitigate, like, I don't know. It kind of ties back to the personal preference thing I was saying, where everyone has their own ideas of strategies and everyone has their own things they're comfortable with. If you're comfortable catching Beautiflies, God bless you. You're superhuman. I admire you. I'm not. I'm not about that. And I never will be. But, you know, I think it's worked out for me, so.
Yeah, I just got lucky early on. I was like, huh, why don't you do that?
Yeah, I'll be with you in my chat, like, why are you doing this? I'm like, dog, have you seen the catch rate on the Beautiflies?
I had not.
And then she was like, it's 50%!
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I think there was definitely some things when I was newer, or like started doing early that like I didn't realize were bad catch rates until a while. I think Golduck is probably one of them. Because Golduck you could easily just like, I could see you cheesing like so many runs with just Golducks that just get in for no reason.
I got scared there.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be a head bunk for sure. I was gonna laugh because it sounds really funny. Yeah, so Albie fed these fields beans, um, which is one of their favorite foods. When a Pokemon's eating their favorite food or a cake based on their favorite food, they'll actually eat it for a lot longer of a time. And excuse me, while a Pokemon is eating, it has a better catch rate than if it's just standing there. So it gives you more time to capitalize on that catch rate. So it's kind of a nice little tech. The problem is like every Pokemon has a different favorite food. So it's sometimes hard to remember what's what. Yeah, no double Togepi. Oh well. I mean, I'm kind of glad he didn't get double Togepi because I think this would have been a little bit too slow.
Yeah, I'm pretty slow through here.
Well, no, you just kind of struggled with the ledge after Apom.
Yeah, but just in general, I'm slow anyway. So,
I mean, the menu, creating the scatterbangs was slow, but that doesn't have any impact on your day cycle time. Do these guys like beans?
yep,
I didn't know that.
everything
This
likes
happened.
beans.
Is that straight
Pretty
to
much.
sleeping?
I mean, whatever.
It was, but that's fine. You don't need it.
I didn't want to stop what I was doing for that.
Valid.
Oh.
Get smoke bombed, idiot. Get smoke bombed, idiot.
No,
I saw
I'm
that
just
coming. I looked at the bottom bar and I was like, Albie, no! Oh yeah, feed him a mushroom. Yeah, you like that for sure. A little close to that lip, that ledge. Yeah, he's fucking with his pathing, or screwing with his pathing. It's unfortunate. Oh my god, did he get there?
I don't think
that seemed
so.
like a glitch eat, which sucks on a Pokemon that doesn't have an eat task. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a thing with feeding. If you throw too close to ledges or anything of the sort,
What am I doing?
just stun him.
I really don't have a lot of stuns, but yeah, I guess.
I mean, there's not really another one. There's just one over there. Yeah, you kind of have to.
I was gonna say, like, is that not enough?
No, it is. Don't worry. There's no way. Okay. Relax, bro. Oh, you're still gone.
Yeah.
This should be your fourth. Yes, actually, catch. I don't know how that didn't aggro.
Me neither.
No, I don't think it's a good catch rate. I'll be running away from a not 100% catch rate is kind of terrifying. Especially given how this run's been so far.
That's true. Maybe I should have. Just in case.
Yeah, it's like, it's only 90%. Where are you going?
Okay, no, I didn't need to do that. I took that way safer.
That was just correct for a marathon run. I do not fault you at all for that.
Actually, it wasn't because I had Cascoon, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't worth it, but I don't know. I mean, we were talking about earlier how full your needs to go to Fire Spit Party is getting, so maybe for the best, I don't know. So don't forget to evolve your gamers.
What am I doing?
I'll just heavy ball these.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for a bit.
Those are the ones you can't throw on the back of Basculegion. Yeah, so the good news is when you evolve, you're evolving 2 Machops, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you already have the stun on the Machoke, so you didn't catch that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that technically means you don't even have to bring Machoke. But you didn't get Vulpix or anything, so you do have to bring Machoke. Is that third one? Oh, bring the one that's 31.
Yep, I was looking at the levels, but I figured I'd evolve the first one I collect first.
That one is exceptionally high. Like, I don't feel like it's very rare for you to get that high that early. At least in my experience. That might be 32 by the time you get the Fire Spit. It's very rare for a natty Machop to get to 32 by then. I don't know. I feel like I never get it. Like the only time I get to use like agile or Mach Punch and strong Mach Punch is when I catch a natural spawning Machoke. But you've been feeding that one something else. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That was overall a pretty good evening segment. Dusclops was annoying, but when is he not? But yeah, I agree. Your stuns are bad, but I don't know. Hopefully, there's some in the chat in the box on Shallows Island.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only ones that are going to really be in those kinds of boxes are sticky globs, but still, that's like the best kind of stun item we can use.
Luckily, I have figured out the tentacle jumping strat, so
Oh yeah.
should be able to do that well, I think.
I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. But I think Agpack just sits there and waits for a moment. I think Truly copied that as well. So that's another instance of like personal preference, whatever you're comfortable with. Oh, good, you got the Togepi. Hell yeah. Oh, and you've already wait. Did you stun that Golduck?
No.
Oh, well, it's still something. Yeah, this might be a scatter Golduck run. Unfortunately, you kind of need to do Golduck to ensure level 37 on your Gastrodon for the first major fight of Cornet Highlands, but with these stuns, it's hard to justify. All right, so the reason we needed a Dusclops specifically, the story makes you because only Dusclops can make food spooky enough for Basculegion. It's really stupid. It's the only time in the game they require you to catch a certain Pokemon that's not like a legendary or something along those lines.
I really didn't need to do that. What am I doing?
So technically, the only Pokemon you're required to catch are the Beedee of Starly and the Shanks at the beginning of the game. And then the Dusclops, and then the legendary. That is technically all you're required to catch. So the Dusclops just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
That is pretty low.
It'll get there. It'll get there.
Whatever, everything's level 11. Sure, I'll take a level 11.
Exactly, Ezra, exactly. Yeah, if Machoke breaks everything and you don't have any issues with catches, I don't see a world where it doesn't get to level 32. Yeah, now we have the longest cutscene in the game.
Whoa! And the second longest is also going to be in this area.
Q&A, I will answer literally any question right now.
Or at least I'm pretty sure the second longest in this area. It has so many long cutscenes.
No, I think the second longest one is the one on Prelude Beach right before this area.
Gotcha.
Or at least that's the longest uninterrupted section of just mashing buttons. Because when you wake up that morning, you're in the plaza, and then they bring you out to the beach, and then all that stuff happens. Like all uninterrupted. But yeah, Basculegion sucks. Really badly.
And by sucks, he means that you can actually throw balls of a Basculegion unlike anything else.
Yeah, it was a horrible decision. I'd rather have to get off and, kick my feet in the water to stay afloat and throw balls myself. At least it would make sense, physics-wise. But yeah, the way that they implemented ball throwing on the back of Basculegion doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It makes sense, but like in a screwed up way. Like kind of like the boat in Corona Mountain and Super Mario Sunshine. Like those physics do not make any sense, but they do make sense in isolation. Like spraying on this side of the boat will always make you go that way, even though no law of physics dictates that it should go that way. But if you always spray that way, you will go that way. Like, it's so screwed up, you have to keep in mind which direction your Basque Legion is facing. Because sometimes, most of the reason catches fail is because your Basque Legion is not oriented directly forward towards your target. Like, it is really, really scuffed.
That's an element of it that I would probably have to figure out, that maybe I've just done accidentally well for a long time and never thought about it.
I mean, that's mainly when you're using, like, heavy baseballs.
Oh yeah, when you throw and nothing comes out.
No, like, balls that are based on the heavy ball.
Yeah.
The best way to make sure that works is to make sure Basque Legion is oriented towards your target.
Mm-hmm.
Because unfortunately, I have spent a lot of time catching Wish Cache and Wayward Cave using leading balls, and not proud of it, but it happened.
I have had to use heavier balls and catch them a bit on the water, but for the most part, I haven't really looked into it.
Catch 'em all will train you to use every kind of ball everywhere. Even the ones that you never use in 90% of the wing balls and feather balls and junk. You're still stealthed.
I also didn't stop. Oh, it's just annoying.
Yeah, it's the problem with going for stealth for those Mothams is that it lasts this long.
I don't normally go for that.
Okay. So we deliberately had to leave one spot of our party open for Shellos over here. This will be the first member of our final team. So everyone say hello to Shellos. Oh.
That was a...
well, that ball wasn't any good anyway. Good on you for getting rid of the dud.
That was the new controller moment.
Oh, you're still not used to the ultimate?
Ooh,
also, don't forget the box.
It's basically one thing about the new controller that hasn't been a thing before is I use 2 CR buttons. That's more of a me thing. The one at the bottom.
You don't have an R?
I do. So you know the bottom one. The bottom button that you can make whatever you want it to be.
Profiles?
Yeah. I made that into a CR button.
Really?
Yeah, and I accidentally hit that.
Wait.
Oh, hi.
Oh, you mean the back right bumper?
Yeah.
Oh, I have that as plus and minus. Because you can't turbo plus and minus, so you can only turbo them if they're there.
That makes sense.
Because I have turbo minus on at all times.
I can't catch that. I don't...
What level's my choke?
32.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so it's very important, as it was the level that we needed to master Mach Punch to make this Abomasmith fight pretty free. And because this was a Machop, it should have Bullet Punch.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do Bullet Punch, Strong Mach Punch. Although I don't know how reliable that is to kill at 32.
Should be more reliable than Mach Punch, Strong Bullet Punch.
Oh, for sure, but you know, that's just science. Yeah, let's experiment a little bit. What's the worst that could happen? You die? Who cares? You got a child to just go into. Do it for science.
What am I doing? I totally remember the orientation of the camera correctly.
Thinking too hard about the science, I get it.
Flag Seraph and posting an emote the moment you talk about Defiance.
Oh, that's been there. She's been there for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then just now look back over.
She's been here before Shellos.
Gotcha.
So I don't think anything interesting happened between Shellos and now, but yeah. Alright. Oh no, the defensive stats as if you were gonna live anyway. Yeah, that surely kills. Absolutely. Easy. Now there are some alternative strats based on what catches you actually get in this area. Like if you catch a Vulpix but don't have a way to get Machoke to a decent level to do that, you do strong Flame Wheel. There's a strat where I think if you get neither, you just do Chatot or maybe bring a second Chatot. I don't know. Been a while since I've had to do that. All you have to know is you do not want to bring Growlithe. Because Growlithe is really slow. And will get outsped and will get OHKO. Or sorry, Growlithe can be outsped very easily. I don't think it always is, but that's great.
I tried most recently Mothim for Toxicroak here and it didn't work out.
So did I. That did not go well. You'd think extrasensory or whatever it is that has confusion. I don't know.
Yeah,
think it'd be all right, but it does nothing because 4x. They got rid of 4x weakness. It's 2.25x at most. Oh, Dread! This runs crazy because the way they changed the battle system. The most important thing that matters in a battle between an attacker and defender is the attacker's level and the defender's defense. So that means we can use unevolved Pokemon or single stage Pokemon that normally don't get the time of day. We're gonna have 2 Sneasels on our endgame team. That's deliberate. We're gonna have 2 of God's finest Sneasels in our party for the end of this game. They don't need to be evolved. We used to use a Rufflet to OHKO a Gallade.
Mm-hmm.
With Brave Bird. This run is so sick because of stuff like that.
Also, you might wonder why I specifically did strong Mud Bomb instead of Earth Power twice there. So there's 2 reasons for it. One, it's because of this Gengar. So using strong Mud Bomb makes us obscured, which makes the Gengar go for Dark Pulse, because Dark Pulse, all Pulse moves have the effect that they'll never miss. So we'll go for it because lower accuracy. I guess I'll just go for the always hitting move.
I guess I can't do Hypnosis Venoshock anymore. Sad.
Yeah. And then the other reason is because Gastrodon has research for strong moves, so you get 1 point. Yeah. So by using the strong move research, not only do you get more research, but we need to do another strong move later anyway, so we just straight up save time from less research pop-ups when we leave area, or specifically one less.
Gastrodon's strong style moves have tasks for using 1 and then using 3, then after it's 6 or something. So you want to be at one of those intervals, so that this next strong move that Albie's talking about, which is after we're done collecting research points, it'll be your 2nd or your 4th. That way you do not proc a research task, that way you have no report to turn into the professor later. So she either needs to not use another strong move until she's done with research, or use exactly 2 more. Which I think, I don't know, it's pretty awkward to find 2 more strong style moves to use at this point. I would wager you're not going to use anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there is the option of doing it both times on the Skuntank fight if you want to... But optimally, that is slower. Because you can't just one-shot both cases.
Well, strong Mud Bomb is the same power as Earth Power, I think.
Oh yeah, and right, because level, right?
Yeah, so if you're 37 and it's a pretty good range to kill with Earth Power, you can do Strong Mud Bomb, but there's like I think it's 95% accurate.
Yeah, it's not fully accurate.
Oh my god, this boss! This boss killed me for like my first 3 speedruns. It killed me in my casual playthrough, but this is probably the most improved boss of any, because we found out he's extremely easy to manipulate. Basically, anytime you're in the middle and he's not, he will jump to the middle. Like that is the rule. At least for a fight this long. I don't know how it is in the rematches.
There is one case where it's scripted to run across that you take into account.
Oh, so, because he needs to do his ultimate move?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that counted. I'm learning about where you actually need to stand for him to go to the middle. Yeah, like I'm looking at all these spots you're stopping and I'm like, that's not safe. He's not gonna go to the middle. I'm like, oh my god, he's going to the middle every time. I think I need to be so deep in the center.
It's really not. It's only barely.
Because of, I don't know why. I've just had bad experiences, I guess.
I mean, it's a pretty natural response if you fail it once. It's just like, oh, go even further into the center.
Yeah, I'm never coming out of the center ever again. Not even a step out of line.
My response is basically, I just need to stand in a reasonable spot and dive in, and then I can just walk back while throwing bombs. If I just straight up run back or something, then I'll be too fast. But if I'm just throwing bombs on the way back, then I'll never be too fast. It's fine.
Yeah, using the back right button for ZR is interesting. Like I just use that for plus because it's really easy to get on and get off weird ear without having to reach for the plus button on the front of the controller.
Yeah,
but that would make sense because I think you're seeing what I mean about the triggers now.
Yep. It's
like,
also
yeah,
just
you can change them to activate if you breathe on them, but that doesn't really solve the issue of like no hard distinct press.
Yeah. There's also just the really nice thing for me because I like doing the ILs and I also like continuing the way I do ILs in regular runs is I like turboing CR a bit. And
Interesting.
so
I thought you stopped turboing CR.
I'm turboing CR.
No, I thought you. I guess you stopped for the ILs because it's not faster. But I guess for this, it doesn't matter.
I've considered learning good enough for the ALs. I had a bit in Catchmall when I wasn't having a turbo controller that I just kind of had to do it, but I didn't like super heavily focus into learning it without turbo at that point, which that would have been a nice opportunity to do it, I guess.
Yeah, the only time I ever turbo ZR is when Shinx or Dialga won't get in the ball and I don't feel like engaging with the game anymore. I'm just like, just waiting until it's my turn to throw another ball. Yeah, I like to deposit all the food, personally. Just because that's less things that are clogging up your throwing wheel. I don't even know if regular berries help Yanmega that much. Is that 65?
540.
That's not too bad. You just did a 6190 recently, didn't you?
Yeah. So that was
you might
super
need to
crunch.
consider that Machoke's already done, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine normally consider that. It's just I have to adapt to if Machoke isn't done the way I've set it up, because I normally have it done if I go for it.
Let's see. Yeah, so going into this next area, we are approaching our final research barrier. Once we hit 8,500 points, we no longer need research for the rest of the game. So it's less of a, every other area has been like do as much as you can between checkpoints. And Coronet, it's going to shift to a focus of do what you need. and figure out what you need. Because we got a lot of time. We got a lot of cutscenes to watch. We got a battle. So there's plenty of time to really like lock in and investigate. I personally have a chart on my notes. I don't know if you use my notes at all or a variant of those notes.
I have my own chart.
Yeah, so I have a chart that kind of tells me if you're at this point threshold, you need to do this many things and so on. I don't follow it verbatim anymore because some things have happened. Like I always get 60 extra points pretty much from catching Stantler, Bronzor, and Chingling, and maybe 40 more for Zubat. So a potential extra 100 points just lying around in the area. You know, either guaranteed catches or 97 point whatever percent to catch. So I just kind of use that as a baseline, and I'm like, if I'm at 6,200 and my chart says it needs 6,340, it's like, okay, I can get 140 extra. Yeah, that's easy. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like all those things I just mentioned, plus like a couple extra scares on Toxicroak. We're good. I don't want to update it to expect those things because I've forgotten Stantler like in runs recently. I don't want to like presume I'm always gonna get it because I am not infallible. I am human. Oh god, I hate Melly. I'm gonna find something else to talk about so I can not look at Melly. Basically, there's a couple of different schools of thought when it comes to how to approach this area. Like for the longest time, the Japanese record was held by Kitamura at a 3:35:45, and I had a 3:35:51. And even though we were only 6 seconds apart, I've now beaten that record by like 40 seconds. Please clap. But even though we were only like 6 seconds apart for the longest time, we could not have played the game more differently. I think he was out of Crimson Mirelands 2 minutes faster than I was, because we just had two different strategies when it came to how we approach points. For example, he keeps his points really low. Like he left the area Albie just left with 6190. I would not leave that, like I would never feel comfortable leaving that few points. Like that's just unacceptable. Meanwhile, in my run, I had 7,200 points because I don't want to deal with all those awful catch rates in Coronet. They're awful. They suck. I'd rather stock up on points early. That way I don't have to do very much in Coronet. Whereas, like, I don't know, I get the other way because that might technically be faster in a vacuum, but you're not giving yourself very many outs with that. Like in this run that I'm talking about, like I respect Kinemura a lot as a runner. He's taught me a lot of things, but I strongly disagree with the way he played that because he has exactly one out. And if anything breaks out or gives him trouble, his run is over. Like, because there's no room for error. But like for me, like with the way I play, like, and I have like 1,000 extra points, like I can skip, like I can do like my favorite things. I can do the things that just never give you trouble. Like Gligar never really gives you trouble. Toxicroak is generally pretty easy as long as he gets in the damn ball. Voltorb's pretty free. And
I really
usually,
like
that's all I need.
Mischievous.
Mischievous is nice, but I'm always scared to try it on really good runs because I can't really control the alpha. That's just too much of a variable. I think I've done it recently because I've had to. I think there was one run recently where I had to do like everything in Coronet. And I remarked that, like, you know, I don't like doing that, but I'm glad I still can. I'm glad I got to flex that muscle, I guess. I think Shady Gamer X, one of the, you know, me and him were the top 2 players for the first 2 years of this game. Like first year and a half, I guess. He would always say that, you know, the fastest research tasks in the game are in Highlands. And like, yeah, that might be true, but this area also houses some of the worst catch rates. And it's really frustrating. Even on things you have to catch, like Skuntank, because it's part of the endgame team. It's just, will you please get in the damn ball? I'm no longer asking. Anyways, we're going to set it to evening. Because most of our... Well, for a couple reasons. Because we're going to work on Yanma here at the beginning. And Yanma has a task for specifically being caught during the evening. And also, a lot of the Pokemon that are the best to do research on in this area only spawn at night or have a task for being caught at night. So, I mean, I don't think we even talked about the evening segment in the last area, but there was like, evening lasts for 2 minutes. In the last area, Albie had to kind of work quick because, you know, that 2 minutes time is ticking. But here we've got that 2 minutes for evening, and then we got, I think, 5 minutes for nighttime, which sounds like a lot of time, but not when a lot of that time is being spent in battles, because in battles, time of day progresses. Being spent like walking with Ingo in this cave, for example, because I think time is still progressing here. If I'm not mistaken. No, I can't see outside, so I'm just assuming.
I believe it
it's
does.
a lot harder. Like, I don't know. If you overload yourself in this area, you better be ready for it. That's all I'll say. Like, if you're coming in here with 6,100 points, you had better be able to do it, because this game will chew you up and spit you out if you are not prepared to do that. Like right now, on the fly, just on command.
Yeah, when I did the 6190 run
Okay.
recently, I did actually have enough time where I wasn't concerned about night progressing. But I remember a lot of my early runs, I would have to reset night. Because
Grandma,
I
that is
just
so
took a long
sad.
time.
That is so sad to hear, because Electrode is such a horribly designed boss. It is better for you to get hit by his Electro Balls than to dodge them, because they will never stop chasing you, so there's no point even trying to dodge them. They don't even do that much knockback, so in the speedrun, we just kind of take the hits from the Electro Balls. We have to dodge the Voltorbs, yes, because they knock you down, but the Electro Balls just do a little bit of knockback. Like, it's such a horrifically designed boss, I hate it.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
straightforward in the
It's the
speedrun.
one that runners still die on, of any, right?
It's super easy in the regular version of speedrun strats, but IL version there is actually a bit difficulty starting out.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I think of all the bosses, the one that runners still die on after all these hours, like commonly, like amongst all of us, is Electrode.
Maybe.
I don't know of any other one that I would die on. I guess some people still die on Dialga, but I don't. Oh, double Zubat?
No.
No, damn. That's still 60 points. So it's 60 points because Zubat has a task for being caught, first of all. And we're gonna kill one with a rock move later, so that's 20 more points. And then Zubat has a task for being caught during the daytime. Even though it's a cave and it's dark in there, it's very dork. Evening still counts as day for the purposes of that task. So because it hasn't quite hit nightfall yet, that's another reason for doing that. 21 scatterbangs, yeah, you're good. It's side deck. Yeah, while they're running, I would break the leaf pile. Oh wait, you got more spoils. I didn't realize that. I don't know if you do this, Albie. Okay, that's a 38%. What I do whenever I'm doing stun catches, I will remember how many L's or R's I pressed since I left the spoiled. Like if it took me 3 L's to get from...
Oh, I already caught one, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah. Like if I'm going from spoileds to leading balls and back and forth, I'll remember it was 3 R's to get to spoileds, so it's 3 L's to get back, and I'll just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But it's always going to shift depending on one, if your bag is sorted. Nice. Oh, nice. That's 37. Cool. How many picks of your little throwing wheel it will take will depend on what's in your bag, if your bag is sorted, and all that stuff. So I always just take a moment to remember that for every situation. You weren't doing it slow, but it did feel like you were just reacting to every individual stun going to a catch. Nice thing is something that could speed you up.
I'm just scared with the scatterbangs since my previous PB where I got where I did the second scatterbang on the Toxicroak, and I was like, oh yeah, I totally got that. And then it just didn't register.
Yeah, I saw your comment on speedrun.com, but I didn't see the run itself. I think the only way the scatterbang doesn't work and they're off camera is if they're too far away and they're not updating, because the camera has actually nothing to do with it. So it must have been too far of a distance to where camera aimed away plus distance equals not updating.
It was very close, so I'm gonna assume that it just turned around while I was looking away, because I like turned around instantly.
Yeah, like the scatterbang has a disgustingly big radius, like way larger than it looks like. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that later, perhaps. I don't know. I would never be satisfied with just 2 Toxicroak scares anyway. Like, I have a 336, and I still try to get at least 3 or 4.
I just had so much research that I was just like, all right, let's do.
You were like way over.
Yeah, I was like, all right, let's do the minimum I need. Let's not
That's
waste
fair.
time. There were also not many there in the first section.
Yeah, I think they're like 47% every spot. But they're by far the most common spot, a spawn. But still, yeah, that's only 47%. It can easily just lose the coin flip on every spot. May I say the word easily with an asterisk?
Whatever.
Shinx? No. Alright, so you were right to evolve Shinx early. Well, not that you had a choice, but still. I don't know. Like, I think the hardest thing for me with this game is I don't know what people want to know. I have a really hard time gauging what people want to know, because like there's things that may just occur really easily to me that other people are just baffled by.
The one
And I
with
either don't know how to express it, or I don't know that they want to know.
yeah, the one with stopping before crouches and dives is very unintuitive. I think Truly also doesn't get it based on a conversation I had with him recently. Because it seemed like we had the same thing of being like, we run out of stamina so easily, what the hell?
Yeah, every time I'm about to start diving repeatedly, or I'm going to go into a crouch, unless I'm throwing right beforehand, I'm going to stop my sprint manually. I mean, it's not intuitive, but I think eventually you'll hear that your character is panting out of breath while you're crouched, and you're like, why the hell are you doing that? Like, you're literally crouched, you should not be consuming stamina.
Yeah, I heard that when I
pointed it out.
When I was going up to... Also, one thing I just realized, the reason why I have enough spots for my G-Bet to be in party, it's because I only caught one Yen Mega.
Yeah, I thought you knew that.
Yeah, I should have known that.
I mean, it's
but
I don't think you need to finish the Omega. Like, it's good that I think it's accidentally kind of good that you didn't really aspire for more there, because it sucks so bad whenever you like jump across the river to go to the third one and that one breaks out too. Like, in that case, you were better off doing what you just did anyway. Like, unless you have like, I don't know. I still think in hindsight you should have bought the mushroom cakes, because that would have helped you with Dustclops.
It was...
It would have made the Yen Megas a 95% catch. Especially because you hadn't bought any food items yet. I think if you've already bought raspberries, buying mushroom cakes also is very greedy.
I'd already bought heavy balls and great balls, though.
But you also sold 3 Stardust, so it's like you didn't even buy the heavy balls.
I don't know.
I mean, that's just, you know, potentially it's just another personal preference thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I don't know, it hurts to like watch it play out, and I'm like, man, if we had the mushroom cakes, then that wouldn't have happened.
I did have honey cakes, which I didn't remember if Yen Mega eats it.
Like they're not the worst, because salt cakes are the worst, and it's not even close. But only like 5 things in the route, like honey cakes, I think.
I should have maybe checked the cake preference, but I don't remember if Yen Mega likes honey.
Salt cakes are just Badoo and Tangalola now. Honey cakes. Oh, yeah, Mega likes honey cakes. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you should have kept those for sure. Because I think you had 2, right? Exactly.
I had definitely at least one.
Yeah, I remember it being more than 1, so you definitely had 2. So, I don't know. I didn't think to say anything because I didn't remember that Yen Mega likes honey cakes. I just remember I have an easy time remembering the number of things that likes each
Oh
cake.
my god, this happened
That
again.
sucks. But at least you're nowhere near them anymore. That's fine. Yeah, that's just awful.
That's the second
Cannot
time
believe you
that's
guys have that.
happened.
I have never seen that before. But
When
honey
it
cakes are only good for when you got them. They were only going to be
male,
good for Yen Mega past that point.
female, that was not a backstrike, please stay in. Okay, nice. I don't have to acknowledge the gender anymore.
Dread, I'm not sure what you mean by most used normal type. I mean, it's literally Starly or Bidoof, like, because we don't really use them that much. Normal types kind of suck in this system.
Okay, I did catch 4, okay. I was looking at my stuns as well, and I'm not gonna go for stunning this Powdon, but I'm gonna try to catch it.
Like cakes are so busted. That one time I did catch the Alpha Ursaring surrounding the Teddy Ursas in a run. And I was trying to consider like if I could even use it for the end game or anything. But like, you know, it's a level 55 Alpha Ursaring, but normal moves just suck because like, you know, I don't know, no super effective is a massive hindrance in this system. Good. How much this helps you once you find a 3rd one? That was bull. Alright, appreciate it. Cool. You catch these? Interesting. I would be definitely afraid of confusing them for something else. Or for the ones that I want, actually. So yeah, this is a situation where I think having no stealth is better. I think that's glitched. No? Alright, cool. Sneasel's one of the few species that can glitch in this game. Wait, did you get 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Now he's gonna hear you for sure. Really? That's very surprising.
Yeah, I'll press 2.
What level was that?
Level 55, the other one was 53.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Mega's easier from the top down, but this alpha is just so unpredictable. Because obviously you're doing it with stealth sprays, because you need to catch them streaks unspotted. But you can't control this alpha, and if the alpha aggroes, they have a very high chance of all leaving. So like that's probably not going to catch her. It's like 80% maybe. Oh, alright, cool. But I mean, ultimately, like I want to like Mischievous so badly. I just wish the alpha wasn't such a troll. Because like it's not even just like get good. Like I don't know. It feels like I can see you from anywhere.
God damn it! I hate how he rolls away.
Yeah.
God damn it!
How dare he roll? How dare he roll?
Fucking hell.
That was probably like 80% as well. Hopefully it doesn't aggro.
Okay, there we go. Gonna go for that one, but I don't care
You sure
anymore.
you got 5 skiers?
Yep, I had checked that. I went
Oh,
into.
wait, okay, so the 4th task is 5. Okay, I don't know why I thought the 5th task was 5. Yeah, this fight just absolutely sucks. Like, there's not really a good answer for it. I mean, the good answer, I don't know. Like I said, it's awkward to try to find 2 more strong style moves for... Oh, cool. That's actually really good. I don't know if it's going to live flamethrower, though. 40, maybe?
That's annoying.
That's really annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. That's really annoying.
That's gonna make it's gonna tank get an extra move here.
Yeah. Yeah, so as I explained hours ago, when an agile move is used, the opponent is slowed down. It's not the user being sped up. So that's exactly what happened there to Albie. And that's why when you play this game and you're in like 3v1 situations, it's like, when is it going to be my turn? It's because that's what they're doing. But as I was saying, it's kind of awkward to find 2 more usages of strong moves for Gastrodon. But here would be an easy one. Sometimes I want to use... Sometimes I want... Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I want to use strong Earth Power so bad here because it guaranteed kills Skuntank. So I might just start using strong mud bomb on melee 1, honestly.
I normally...
This is what I do, but it's so slow.
I normally heal, but I forgot about it. So it's like, I'm gonna take it safe for Marathon. Because I've actually one-shot a lot recently, and... oh yeah, I'm 41, so yeah, I would be very likely to one-shot. But...
Yeah, with regular power, yeah.
I didn't even think about level, because this Gastrodon's just stupid level, because it was 34 really starting out.
Like, sometimes I've thrown in Gastrodon and Skuntank still gets to act, and it's ridiculous. And I've had Gastrodon die that way, like, you know, after he kills my Mega, whatever. I throw out Gastrodon, it's like, okay, I just need to... Oh, what do you mean he gets to go? Oh, what do you mean I'm dead? Oh, okay. I guess I'll go screw myself. Yeah, on top of Melly being an awful character, it's also an awful fight. So, I mean, it's fitting, at the very least. It's not a hard fight to win. It's a hard fight to do fast. Because that extra Yanma send out loses like 35 seconds, at least. And that just kind of speaks to how long turns take in Arceus.
Yeah, I mainly did that because it's a marathon, but I sometimes do that in general.
I don't blame you. Like, I have to do that sometimes because I don't want to risk the range of regular Earth Power because it's awful. But, like, you have to weigh that with, like, I don't know, when you get to, like, a certain point with your time, you have to just pull the trigger and just kind of accept, okay, I'm going to go for this, and if it doesn't work, this run wasn't meant to be anyway. Luckily, you know. You're getting there. Not quite. Thank God. It's not a fun place to be. 2.5 hours into a run, it's like, alright, let me hit this range, please. Yeah, so you'll see here that Albie's just going to tank the Electro Balls, preferably taking the hit like as you're finishing your throw to kind of reduce like the cooldown, to kind of knock you out of it faster. Because yeah, like those Electro Balls will just chase you around the whole arena, and they do look like menacing and you should run away from them, but they will follow you. They home onto you. You cannot run away from them.
Also,
forever.
I know we've done a lot of Lord's fight. I don't think we ever explained why I throw stuff into the air.
Oh yeah, so basically, when the Lord gets to about half HP, that sucks.
I thought I could get the last one off.
Yeah, when the Lords get below half HP and they finish their cycle, they will do this shout, for which throughout the duration of it they're invulnerable. So because throwing a bomb takes like 2 seconds or whatever, just sitting there and waiting for them to stop shouting does nothing. The better thing to do is to get the hitboxes out there and, you know, spend your 2 seconds per bomb waiting for them to stop shouting by throwing them into the air, because, you know, it's the best way to spend that time, so that when they're done shouting, the bombs fall onto them and actually do damage. It's used on every one of them, but yeah, that's why that's the way that is. It's not that it's saving time, it's that you're not wasting time. If that makes sense. Because it is a waste of time to sit there when you have to throw 3 more bombs at him after he's done shouting. And every bomb takes 2 seconds to throw, when you could just be throwing them in a high position so that gravity will take care of it for you when he's done throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah, they shout for like a little over 2 seconds, and every throw is like 0.7.
Yeah.
So you would be waiting like about 3 throws on average, and yeah, and instead you could just be throwing a lot straight up into the air.
It's kind of similar to the breakout skip at the very beginning of the run, because like it's not that you're saving time. I mean, you're just multitasking. Like you're just accomplishing 2 things at once, or you're trying to rather. Like, because with that, you have to watch the second Pokemon or the third Pokemon break out. But the professor's also going to say something about the second Pokemon.
All right, moment
So
of
you kind of
truth.
merge those cutscenes together.
Let's go!
Was it 8510?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
The extra Yuanma actually mattered.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you got the wait. Is Ancient Power a double point test for Yanma?
Yep.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. I saw you going for 2 extra Ancient Powers. And I'm like, I never thought about that. But yeah, you actually needed to do that. That's crazy. So pace-wise, I think we're doing okay.
I'm 34 seconds behind PB, which
Yeah.
you know what happened in this next split in PB. Because I told you about it.
Like, I'm not trying to... I promise I'm not trying to flex. But it is insane to me that this is 9 minutes behind. Because, like, I'm just watching and it doesn't feel like there's been that many mistakes. Like, not for 9 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I've been feeling comparing to you. It's like, damn.
Yeah, like it really is, every little thing adds up. But I mean, you also skipped Crimson, and Crimson you had to go back in, and that was like extremely slow.
True.
But yeah, that's kind of what I was telling you, is that like all of your time loss lies in Cobalt and Coronet, because like the Crimson times you've been telling me you've been putting out are extremely good. Like, and the points are fine too. I don't know, something about Cobalt. I don't know what it is.
It's usually lower 130 for me in Maryland's, but I did have the 129 recently that I told you about.
Yeah, I mean, like a 101 Obsidian's good too.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think you wanted a lot more points than you ended up walking out with, but
It ended up working out though in those runs.
Yeah, I'm just saying for 101, like that's usually like a time where I don't want like 2250 or so.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because you didn't evolve Shinx, actually.
Oh yeah, this run
So,
that was the case, yeah.
So if you'd evolved Shinx, you would have had like well over 2000. So yeah, that was still a pretty good area. I'm trying to like really think about what I saw in Cobalt, if there's anything like glaring. Well, I mean, it was kind of Dusclops was trolling a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not fair to look at Cobalt, because I think a lot of that time loss is Crimson. I'm sitting here trying to figure out where you lost 5 minutes in Cobalt when Cobalt's not to blame entirely for that, or even majority. Now, because Crimson was super cringe, because like Paris just would not cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
You ended up having to go back in to get rank 3. It's just really, really awful stuff.
The rank 3 one though was because I was trying to heavily just do the minimum amount of stuff, minimum amount of box visits. And it,
I mean, the only thing that's like,
again.
the only thing that's like even standing out to me is like I noticed that you evolved your Silcoon on its own menu, or your Wurmple into Silcoon on its own menu, when you had other menus where you were using stealth sprays or something like that, and you were even going to menu and maybe evolve Paris if you had one later. I mean, that doesn't even that's not even like 10 seconds or so. That's a simple menu consolidation that only saves like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, with Coronet, you got put to sleep.
That lost like maybe 6 seconds. When he puts
Really? Really? It feels so much longer than that.
might be a little longer. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard to measure that kind of thing in this game. Because, like, I mean, I was gonna say.
Why? You always psychic when I'm Toxic. And I get 2 turns of Nasty Plot. That's so annoying.
Oh, I would just do Earth Power. Earth Power
Uh,
doesn't give you a boost out of the turns.
Earth Power is fun, yeah. I might do that in the future.
Yeah, literally just up A.
I
He's trolling, dude. He's trolling.
I just started doing Nasty Plot because one time I just spammed and I almost killed it.
Venoshock. Well, Venoshock is also research.
Yeah, but it survived on like 1 HP and I was like, oh! That was close.
Yeah, the worst thing that happens with Earth Power is it gets a defense drop, but it's not even that bad. Thanks for nothing, Toxic Rogue. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's not like a platformer game where like you can like watch 2 video feeds side by side and see, oh, this person fell, this person didn't. That's like 20 seconds right there. Like, it literally is just 3 hours of like I got on Weird Ear 1 second faster 100 times, which is 100 seconds, which is a minute and a half, or for so, just like an example. Like, it literally is just like the optimization of the fundamentals.
Yeah, I remember I had one run where I was comparing like, how where am I losing all this time in coastlands? And I think every single time was like 10 seconds here, 10 seconds here, 10 seconds here. Like never like a massive amount. Like I had a good coastlands and I
That's
was
the
right
worst
about
kind of run to
that.
compare to.
Yeah. I was
Like,
like,
when I was
damn.
new, I remember when I was new, I had the same problem. It's like, because O Snap was like the best at the time. I was like, I don't understand where I'm losing time to O Snap. So I had to like literally play through Coastlands myself and like have his video and my video side by side. And that's how I started to understand, oh, I'm just literally doing all these things slower. Like, every one of these little tiny things I am doing slower, and I need to do them faster.
What am I doing? That is very slow the way I was menuing that or whatever.
Speaking of slow / fast, how are the Sneasels?
I should have done a replay of that.
Oh no, he didn't look.
Well, they're both 56, so that's cool. And my Scun tank was 46. I can go back and check during one of these cutscenes, though. We have a bunch of them.
Okay, hold on, I got a clip. But does that... Wait, no, that's not right. I mean, that's not what you want to hear from me. No.
Remember, I have another Sneasel that I didn't pick into the party.
Wait, what?
I said...
Yeah, the 40...
Yeah.
All right, oh yeah, I think you're... Yeah, you're 56. The first one you grabbed was 167. That's not good enough.
The other one is really good.
I don't know about really good, but it's 184. It'll work.
I meant like, it's got good attack, and it's also got the right speed.
Like, might be fluffing him up a little bit too much there. Yo, this Sneasel's the GOAT, as he's got the most mid-ass speed this could possibly have. Like, relax, I've seen them hit 200 before, this one's nothing special.
I meant like, it's got the good stats you want, and also level 56. It was mainly the level that makes me go, oh, it's really good.
I'm just teasing.
And ooh, my gun tank's 2 EL.
Who do you... Here's the thing, right? Like, I have mixed feelings about who to sack here and who to use on Garrick. Because if you sack the slower one on the triple battle, you will get agiled by Electivire and Rhyperior. Because I've realized it's not just an observation anymore. Like I've had it happen enough to where I can pretty much confirm it. It is being above 181, 182, or whatever that prevents Rhyperior and Electivire from agiling you. But if you choose to make the slower one the 57 for Gudra, there's a non-zero chance, pretty likely chance you get outsped by Gudra. So it's hard.
Yeah, it would also for Gudra be nice to have the better one, just because it's better attack. So having that level 57 for Gudra would be really nice.
I mean, I dread the idea of getting outsped by Gudra more than I dread getting a couple agile moves from the Savvy triple.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you led the one with the good speed on Garrick, then you're fine. You made the right choice.
On Garrick, I led the one with the bad speed because I hadn't checked yet.
Oh, well, that's fine. I'm sure it's okay. I hope you got the checkpoint.
I definitely saw Pearl Sediment.
That doesn't matter. I wait until the banner completely scrolls on my screen because I lost the first ever sub 4 because I warped slightly too early. It lost me a minute and a half. I am extremely paranoid about that.
Okay, I hope I get the checkpoint then.
I hope you do too. No, that actually is like a bad indicator now that I'm thinking about it. Because I don't think that matters. I'm thinking it's like you stepping within a range, right?
Yeah. I just remember hearing that when I was talking about diamond settlement, I heard like the same kind of thing. You just do it until you see it popping up. I just kind of got that as the idea of like, oh, that's what I look for. But I guess
what I mean by
there's a
that
chance.
is I wait until the banner completely scrolls open, and gets to its endpoint. Okay, good. I'm sorry for making you worry about that. I'm projecting. But yeah, I got like a 4:00:22 that run. I was so miserable, and then saying the first sub 3 like the next day, or sub 4 rather. I was like, well, there goes history. I got the first Japanese sub 4, so it's good enough. It's like the same thing. And I got the first sub 340. So who needs an hour barrier if you have a 10-minute barrier?
Mm-hmm.
Copium.
This information that you told me earlier that you stop sprinting before dives and stuff will definitely let me use stamina better in here.
Yeah, I recommend just copying exactly what I do. Like, 'cause I pretty much just dive always in the same spots. The hard part for you might be remembering to reinitiate your sprint after you finish diving. But yeah, I run until the path splits left and right, and right as soon as I'm about to like walk onto the left path, I stop and dive, like that. Yeah. I would wait until you. Yeah, okay, you did it right there. I sometimes try to make sure I wait to press the dive button until I visibly see myself in the walking animation, rather than the running animation, to make sure that it stopped my sprint. I feel like it eats your inputs a little bit when you do that. Like the whole sprinting, not sprinting thing. Well, you don't have to wait that long, but... yeah, that's something... I think I've gone back and watched some of you and Truly's VODs, and I've heard you guys talk about that, or I've seen like those messages, and I'm like, I don't know when the right opportunity is to explain this. I don't want to say, hey, I was watching this run, and I was privy to this conversation that I wasn't there for, and I went back and watched it. Like, that seems kind of stalkerish. I was just trying to think of like the best way to bring this up and share this information. Because like I don't always get to watch you guys live because I'm doing my own thing, so I gotta go back and watch the VODs. And I just kind of like scan the chat room as the run goes on to see if there's any questions that you guys have for, you know, that you're kind of talking with each other about that I could probably answer. That's the only way for me to really find out what people want to know without it being told to me directly. It's hard. I don't know, I'm jaded.
Thinking about it, I think the real conversation was actually mainly about the Geodude. Like,
yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, even when Geodude's in a good position, it's just really difficult to deal with.
I mean, there's no guaranteed way to dodge its vision. I just try to get out of the way as fast as possible, and I kind of react to no aura. If only you hadn't thrown that smoke bomb at the chat out earlier.
Yep.
Oh wait, you don't want to use the one that you used on Garrick now.
Oh,
is
there no chance for it to make it to 57 otherwise?
No, you have to use the other one to get 57.
Okay.
Because it is participating in Garrick, and living through this whole area that gets it to 57.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why I said I was torn, because like I know the one that you use on Garrick and get to 57, like you can't use it on the triple. So you're probably gonna get agile. Oh no, wait, this is the good speed one. So you're not gonna get agiled by these goobers. But the Sneasel you shouldn't anyway. If you do, I'm a liar. But I'm kind of scared for Udra. So hopefully it's minus speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're not agiling you because you're at the speed threshold you need to be at. Like, that's just the most measurable thing I've noticed. Like, maybe like one time rarely they'll do it, but very unlikely for them to agile. Because I guess they just don't see a combo with you being at the next tier of action speed.
Alright, massive time save.
Wait, that was your PV?
Yes.
That's awesome. I remember you telling me you strong, did you strong Earth Power the Electivire? Was that it?
Yep.
Damn, that's cursed. I mean, I would have been fine there, like, mentally, like, I knew I would have been okay, because we used to use Sneasel to strong close combat kill the Rhyperior, but it's a range, that's why we stopped doing it.
Yeah, my way of dealing with it was extremely slow.
Wait, what'd you do?
I was really trying to revive the Gastrodon, and then eventually ended up killing it with the Sneasel anyway. Yeah, and the Gastrodon got outsped by the Rhyperior for some reason and died again. And I was just like, god damn it.
Yeah, even like a 56 Sneasel is a pretty good range on it. It's just, you don't always get a 56 Sneasel. Yeah, that's a good rule to remember always. Like the Sneasel that participates in Garrick cannot die in this area to get a 57. I would hate for you to like try that in a future run and like just, you know, still use that one on the Rhyperior triple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not really the end of the world because nobody's hitting the Gastrodon range anyway. So
I hit it a lot for a few runs. A few runs I hit it so many times in a row.
Yeah, like the one, I don't know, the record that stood for 535 days, the only range I hit was Gudra. That was the weirdest thing. Like the 339-35, like I only hit the Gudra range. There was a bit of time where Zoroark was giving me way more trouble.
That was the case for me too. Yeah,
but also recently I've been leading Haunter.
I don't do that.
Zoroark. That's a little bit dangerous. But I just see the chance of failure as being so low. Because I feel like Zoroark very often leads Nasty Plot, and if it does, he loses. Because Strong Dark Pulse always kills Zoroark at any defense, anything. But then if he goes for Shadow Claw or Bitter Malice or whatever, then Haunter clearly dies. And then when Skuntank comes out, you do the Strong Night Slash and hopefully get the crit or the kill outright. And I just feel like, you know, with the chance he has to use Night Slash or a Nasty Plot, and then the chance Skuntank has to get the crit or kill outright, I don't know. For PB attempts, I think it's good. Like maybe I don't know about a dead run, but like a run that, obviously on a run that like, you know, like my 336, that was like really good islands, that doesn't need to hit the ranges necessarily. I don't think you go for it. But like on a run where like you kind of need to hit them all, to have a chance anyway, I think that's a good strat. Because I actually one of my runs this week while I was prepping for my Quinfecta, I did that, and I think losing Haunter only cost me 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like his instant Shadow Claw only cost me 10 seconds, as opposed to my gold.
Assuming you hit the Strong Knight slash stuff afterwards.
Yeah, because if that doesn't work, I don't know what the hell you do. I guess you send out Gastron on a Water Pulse or something. But like, you're just so unlikely to get to that point, you know, like statistically.
Yeah.
I don't know about expected value. Like, it's definitely riskier than leading Skuntank to begin with, because then Haunter always cleans up and you only lose one Pokemon. But if Skuntank doesn't kill Zoroark, the reason it loses so much time is that he uses like 3 moves in a row and it's extremely slow. Because you just used a strong move. You took a shot for the king and you missed. So yeah, now you gotta pay the price. Also, I think this is by far like, I don't know, I feel like this is like the noble that the normies think is the coolest. But it's so easy.
Yeah, Electrode is one that I get to watch the most, I've noticed. Like, it's so straightforward, but I understand why.
Yeah, but like this one, people were like, "Whoa, it's like bullet hell with all the snow." It's like my brother in Christ literally just walk back and forth.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It's a predictable pattern, man.
It's not just predictable, it's the same back and forth in the same way
Well, I
all
mean,
the
I
time.
think he starts on different sides depending on which way you go. Like sometimes he'll start left or start right, and that that requires adaptation. Now, you have to be real. If you were to turn left here, you have to have a different strat entirely.
I'm just gonna do...
Oh, let me do Zell's job. Yo, the Sid, thank you for the raid. I hope your stream was good. If you guys don't know who we are raising money for Text Discord. Oh, actually, no, it's top of my head. Ooh. I don't know, I just work here.
Open Medicine Foundation, I think.
Open Medicine Foundation, I think.
It's a Canadian one. I know that.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you guys like charity and like Pokemon, you're in the right spot. I am Valkyrie. I'm commentating Albietross' Legends Arceus run. And she's fucking killing it, actually. On pace for a sub 350 run, which is really, really good. If you go look at the leaderboards, like, not very many people have that.
On pace for PB as well.
Yeah, PB as well. Like, especially in a marathon setting where, like, you have to kind of take things safe and, you can't just go all out. Like,
And where I make big mistakes, like making it so I have to go back and evolve the things.
I guess, but, I mean, Paris could have just not been awful.
True.
And you could have bought the mushroom cakes. Yeah, so we all make mistakes along the way. It's okay. I promise I'll stop being mean about these mushroom cakes. They're just like the second best cake. Or actually, you know what? You know what's funny? I noticed recently Ginter doesn't actually sell you bean cakes on the first visit. That's the only kind of cake that gets added to his inventory later.
Yeah, he does it if you wait, like I did.
No, like literally the first time you see Ginter. He sells you every other kind of cake except maybe salt, but nobody buys salt anyway.
I mean, like that, yeah.
Because I'm always like, man, the bean cakes are the best because the most things like bean cakes. Where are the bean cakes? And then I looked at the chart. I'm like, oh, they're not there. So now I understand why I've never seen them. It's an odd thing because, like, I would assume they're all the same, right?
Nasty plot is research.
Haven't you used it before?
I'm pretty sure I have.
In fairness, I didn't know that either. I knew about Venoshock, but I did not know about Nasty Plot. Yeah, it's my bad. I've literally completed 100% speedruns, so I should know every task. That's my bad. I should have them all memorized and burned into my brain. I completely dropped the ball there. That's my job. I am a sentient Pokemon Ranger. No, I didn't know Mountain Gale was a move until I did that speedrun. I'm like, what the hell is Mountain Gale? Oh, it's Avalug's signature move. I see. Because why else would I need to know that?
It's specifically in this game, I think.
Yeah, it's Hisuian Avalug's signature move. Like I had never heard of it until maybe when I started Shiny Charm. But I feel like somebody brought it up in my chat. I'm like, what the hell is Mountain Gale? Like I was doing a catch-em-all run or something, some completionist run where I should know that.
Yeah.
But again, there's just no reason to know that for any percent or catch-em-all. It's completely pointless.
Yeah, I think the first time I learned that was when I was watching Blood do Shiny Charm.
Oh god. How was that? How was watching Shiny Charm? I don't know what that's like.
It's not very interesting.
I bet.
You just
Would you believe me if I told you it was less interesting to play?
Absolutely.
I'm still impressed I did an RTA run of it that didn't have a, melted brain at the end. Like, I was so locked into that run. That was crazy. But like, Shiny Charms take so much studying, and I don't want to study. I just want to play game. I want to push buttons. Oh, you deposit your balls here? Interesting.
I just remembered that I forgot about it.
Oh. I think you were talking about it at some point that you did it here. Or maybe I was watching one of your runs and you said you noticed a reason why depositing it where I do is better. I can't remember the context exactly.
I think it was depositing it in Coastlands instead of when you arrive in Coronet, yeah. But that was just slightly faster.
But you can't deposit all your balls in Coronet or Coastlands because you need them for Coronet.
Oh, it might have been... yeah, because it was depositing all balls. I think it was depositing them in Coronet was faster that you did than doing it...
You remember why, though?
Doing it at the start of Iceland's. It's just the item box is really far away from the dude in Iceland's.
Oh, but is it not any slower to do it when you did it just now?
When I did it just now, should probably be faster. Because it's literally on the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably just a personal preference thing at that point. Because the only thing that's like really, I don't know, I don't even know if it's faster, it's just convenient. It's just the ability, like whenever you are fighting Dialga and you need to throw a ball, when you press X, there's no need to look around for your Ultra Balls. That is all you will have. So that's just why I've always preferred it. I don't know if it's actually faster or not. But I know it does help you remove items from your bag so you can make sure you
don't get the text.
The story items without text, yeah. If you're gonna remove one thing, why not remove like 3 or 4 and give yourself this quality of life upgrade? Yeah, because so Albie does not. The next Pokemon Albie needs to catch is Dialga. Oh, be careful! Don't get in front of her.
Yep.
You almost soft locked. Yeah, so you can actually move in the black screen, and that was a very famous soft lock when the game came out. Was people were just like holding left, like preparatorily. I don't know what the word is there. In preparation. And then like if you get too far in front of her, she will just like permanently think you're like way too far back, and she'll like be like, "Come on, we gotta go," and she'll try to pull you forward, but you can't because you're already way far ahead of her. But then she'll be like, you're just stuck in this constant loop of, "Come on, we need to go," but the game won't pull you like it normally does for any other section like this.
I didn't know. I didn't know that was a thing.
Really?
Thank you for telling me about it.
Oh my god, I feel like I talk about it all the time. I'm surprised you haven't heard it. But yeah, do not hold anything in the black screen there.
I did actually encounter a soft lock though in when I did casually the first time is Cresselia, because I started the quest and then I guess I just wanted to do something else at that point, so I went away, and that made it so I couldn't do Cresselia by going back.
Wait, did you like walk out of the battle?
I don't remember exactly how far in I got into it, but I at some point just left, and because of that, I couldn't go back and do it. So I was just soft locked from being able to
So
progress the
you
story.
walked up to Melly, and they put you in Electro's arena, and you freaking walked away.
I don't remember exactly at what point
That
I
would
walked
have never
away.
occurred to me as an option to do. I don't think they would have ever had the nice menu in the black screen.
Yeah, I had this
Um,
problem. Oh yeah, that's how you stop
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I wait until the screen's like completely black to start mashing minus. I wonder if there's anything you can do with that. It seems like it's completely dead, but I don't know. I couldn't really find anything to do with it.
Yeah, I realized a little bit into that oh, the reason I got out of it last time was just pressing B enough times to get out of it. That it's not going to be
It
time.
should just be it should only be a 1B input unless you're
Uh,
zooming out of the menu or something.
I pressed X because I was doing the thing. Oh,
Wait,
oops.
X? I wouldn't. I don't think I would have warped. I think it's definitely slower to go from Fieldlands Camp, but not enough to maybe make it. I don't know. I haven't timed this in a while, so I'll just shut up.
Don't you always warp?
Yeah, but I always warp to Heights Camp, but what you accidentally warped to Fieldlands Camp, so I was thinking just now like it might have been worth. But now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that's way farther away. It was definitely worth warping correctly to Heights Camp afterwards. The thing that I was questioning was the second warp.
Okay.
To correct yourself and go back to Heights Camp. But now that I'm like looking like at the map with you playing, like Fieldlands Camp is so much farther away.
It really is.
Yeah. Like you might be here right now. You might have just gotten here if you went from the Fieldlands Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get to run past all the Wurmples, all the Ponytas, the Rapidash, the potential Mime Juniors, the Eevees, like all that stuff. I'm just thinking about how long that first section takes and catch them all for my Wisp route. Oh, that's not really the best way to think about it, because when you need to just get to this cutscene, you don't need to pick up Wisps. Also, we got Shink's dialogue. I think I missed it, actually, damn. Did I?
I missed it too. I heard the dialogue option though, or the dialogue getting progressed.
Shinx has one line in this whole game, and it translates to "Go F yourself." My name is Shinx, and I hate you.
I believe that.
Really hateful little guy. It's crazy. No, but like the amount of Pokemon that this game has made me hate is really sad. Like I used to love Remoraid. And then I didn't. And I couldn't tell you why. I have no idea why I suddenly don't like Remoraid anymore.
Yeah, it's what do you mean? It's such a nice
He's
little
just
guy.
A little guy, but they made him so angry. They hurt my baby. Like, why is he so angry?
It wasn't just that they made him so angry, they also made him have a unspotted task.
Oh my god, the unspotted task in the water when you don't really explain stealth sprays that well is diabolical.
And
how do casuals do that?
And also, Remoraid is so low into water.
Oh yeah, a lot of them you can't even hit. Like, because it's just like Finneon, where some of their spawns are like above or below water.
Yep.
Although I guess Remoraids don't really... I don't know if they have a path or not. Everyone talks about Paris, but nobody talks about Murkrow. Murkrow will aggro if he smells you.
Yeah, Murkrow is hard for speedrunners to not get noticed by.
Yeah, because at least Paris is like a Paris. He can run around him really easily. But Murkrow turns so quickly, being a bird and all.
Even if you are behind it, it can actually smell you.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. Yeah, but Paris, I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded, but I've gotten used to Paris.
I think a big thing with Paris is casuals are just not used to thinking about like the way that Pokemon turn when they hear your sound.
Yeah, that's something we haven't really talked about that I love. I love talking about. So I'm surprised I haven't gone into it yet. But you can predict like the way a Pokemon will turn when it hears you is completely predictable. They will always turn the shortest direction to look at you. So if a Pokemon's facing 12 o'clock and you approach from 7 o'clock, it will turn counterclockwise. and then if you approach from 5 o'clock, it'll turn clockwise always. So you basically just make a noise from one direction and then run around the other way, like Tom and Jerry. Oh, sorry, Albie. Tom and Jerry is an American cartoon.
I know.
Feature. Okay, just want to make sure. I don't know. I just kind of assume that everyone knows what these things are. Maybe they don't. I don't know if they have Tom and Jerry in Sweden or not.
Sweden, it's Tom and Jerry is pretty popular.
Is it really?
I will say I haven't watched it a lot.
Murkrows only spawn at night, and Paris spawn at all times of the day, so that's probably why you ran into more Paris. But just like objectively, like who's more aggressive? The answer is very clearly Murkrow. But people probably have more stories about Paris because it appears more, which is valid. Also, this is a strat I discovered. I discovered that if you drop from a wall a Sneasler, you get your ascent back as Braviary. Because normally the game doesn't let you do multiple ascents. Like, if you were to just cling onto the wall of Sneasler and then just go to Braviary from there, it'll just make you fly straight forward. But it is the dismount with Sneasler that gives you another ascent. So you can actually fly up the wall faster than you can just climb it. No, I don't, I'm not casual shaming at all. I think casuals like have a fascinating perspective that I don't have. Especially the people that play the post game casually, because my first time ever playing the post game was in a speedrun. As soon as I saw the credits roll, I wanted to speedrun this game. Like, I don't know. In a lot of cases, they have a perspective that I don't have, that I have no way of getting. Also, you have your keypad ready, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta talk about the keypad. So Albie has presumably had a 10-digit keypad sitting on her desk this entire time that is USB connected to her Switch. It has one purpose right now. See, you should have gone Haunter, I told you. I'm not gonna do it. I can't even do that with a straight face. Nice. Yuxi asks you a riddle. I think it's Combee, Zubat, Dusclops, Magneton, I don't know, something else with one eye. How many eyes do they all have? And you have to present the answer as a string of numbers. The thing to keep in mind here is when you're answering this riddle, it pops up the Switch OS's keyboard, the Switch operating system keyboard. While this keyboard is on screen, you can use an external keyboard for input. So, you can imagine that it's faster to type in the numbers than it is to actually use the D-pad to navigate from all the numbers back to back to back to back to back, especially because they're nowhere near each other.
What am I doing?
I don't know. Well, it's usually faster.
I'm still not used to it.
Yeah, it saves about 1 second when done optimally. Because I'm not, once again, I'm not trying to brag.
I have misinputted it without doing with numpad too, though, and correcting for misinput is way quicker as well.
Yeah, I'm not trying to brag, but I was really good at it before keypad. So when I say it's 1 second, that's like comparing to like peak no keypad versus like.
Yep.
But yeah, the worst thing you can do is accidentally hit enter when you got the wrong answer. That loses like 20 seconds. That happened to me like pretty recently. I don't remember what the context was though. I mean, the context was that I suck, but I don't remember what kind of run I was doing.
Yeah, the annoying part for Gudra is that not only is my higher level Sneasel slower, it is also not one EL attack, whereas the other one was. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I said earlier with the battle system, I didn't really go too deep into it, but I said that the most important thing for an attacker is the level in terms of the formula. The same section of the formula that multiplies the attack stat by 0.1 multiplies the level by 0.3, or sorry, by 3.0. Also, 1 second, I'll be right back.
Alrighty, and here I'm gonna swap to Braviary without pressing A, just Pressing to the right. I didn't get the jump off, so I don't think it will matter too much. But I'm gonna try to see if I can get over this hill without having to drop into antler wither. And I did. Nice, nice, nice. I'm gonna drop down here so I don't die going down. Boom. That's that little section. And yeah, I already know exactly what Pokemon to use for each fight against these alphas. We've got our team set. It's always the same team. And it's just levels and stats that are different each run. Also, Mesprit's trial here is way easier than Uxie's. You just spam the text the entire time. Like, yeah, it has one where it's testing your emotion, but there's no difference between what answer you select, so makes things easy for speedrunners, but gives you placebo of stuff mattering, I guess, casually. Let's see, will I outspeed me? No. Will I one-shot? Oh yeah! Didn't even need a crit. Level 57 Sneasel for the win. Love it.
And you didn't even get outsped. That is insane. Like, the luck needed to not get outsped, and then to also get the range. Like, you need to buy a lottery ticket if you haven't already.
Oh, and also I have a 2 EL level 48 gun tank, so I'm never gonna strong Knight Slash against Miss Mages later.
You do know that, I don't know. I think I've talked about this and you've probably heard it. And I know it sounds wrong and weird, but I do believe that getting hit by hypnosis is the best case scenario for for Benny.
I have heard you mention that, yeah. Except that
Because it forces strong close combat from Sneasler, and that leads to Gardevoir inheriting a slower action speed, which makes it more likely for it to not be able to use an agile anything. But there's just that one tiny problem that you have to hit through the drowsy.
yep, that was what I was gonna mention, because the one time I got the drowsy while going for the range on
I mean,
Miss
not like you get
Mages.
to pick, but because you have such a cracked Skun Tank, I think you just don't even strong style because you don't need to.
Yeah,
Like, it's 100%.
yeah, it should be 100%. Yeah.
So, gold potential, if not already. What is your gold here? An 820? Do you split for like Valor at the same time I do? Like when Volo takes you out?
Yeah.
Yeah, my gold there's like a 740, I think. So like it's insane how much a perfect fight is. Like,
My gold is
worth.
814.
Let me give you the actual correct number so I'm not just spreading misinformation on the internet. My gold for Benny is 744. My PB got an 816 though. My end game was really bad, notoriously. The game just couldn't let me have a 335. Like, I went back and watched it recently. Like, I got so boned in that end game. Like, I missed Hypnosis on Dialga. I had a bad Benny fight. I missed like 2 of the ranges. I don't think Mr. Mime attacked immediately. It was miserable. I think Charm trolled a little bit too. Like, greatest all lords of all time, followed by one of the sloppiest end games I've had in a while. And it sucked that I missed Hypnosis on Dialga because I only had the strong close combat only got it to yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So from that point, I had to do coin flip with like a bad coin flip like catch rate. It was like 40% at the yellow it was at. So that was stressful. But yeah, this range is by far the most lax. Because the most amount of time, well, I shouldn't say that because I still don't know what to do if you get crit by this double edge and die. Like I haven't had to address that face to face. I guess you just send out a Sneasel in strong close combat or Source in close combat. I don't know. But you know, typically, if the double edge does not crit you and kill you and make you hate life, you go for strong earth power, and if you don't kill it, it'll double edge again and kill itself. Like this should be a pretty good range.
Yeah.
That much damage to be with 44.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like the most time you can lose within reason is like 10 seconds. Whereas like Zoroark and Gudra can easily lose you 30 plus. Yeah, it says you got a possible 346, 49. I don't know, like you can easily still gold Benny by like 30 seconds. I don't want to say 345, but like, I don't know. Like if there was ever a Skuntank that was gonna let you do the get hit by hypnosis into win game, it's this one.
Mm.
Oh, whoa, you just like shot it. I was looking at the world record comparison, then I changed the personal best and you just like shot ahead of it. I didn't even realize. Yeah, so I figured out, maybe you already knew this, but I'm just dumb. But the thing that makes Azelf be able to like disappear immediately, like when you throw the first bomb of a round, is if it's already looking at you. There's not really a whole lot you can do about that. Because like the way Azelf spawns for the first hit of a round is random. Oh, that was a little bit too high. I think if you threw it lower, it might have disappeared immediately. So you don't want to be throwing whenever yeah, you stop. It's done. There's only 3 hits per round.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing as the Professor and Ingo. You want to stop moving because it'll take a little bit longer to pull you away.
Okay. I've just kept
so 3
throwing.
hits. Yeah, just 3 hits every round.
That's the most kind Azelf I've ever seen.
Yeah, like
for that last
for
bit.
the longest time, like shout out to T-Pat. He's a good friend of mine. But God, does he unlock some stupid time losses for me? Because like for the longest time when I was running this game, like I made it a habit to like buffer aiming and throwing because you could if Azelf's in front of you. And then T-Pat would always complain about Azelf being behind him, and I'm like, brother, I don't know what you're talking about. Then I swear, like 90% of my runs this year, little bro's been behind me, and it's like T-Pat. And also before Coronet, T-Pat was the first person to ever see Leafeon do Calm Mind, and then me and Shady got it that week. So he had literally unlocked the time loss for everyone else. That time loss did not exist before T-Pat.
T-Pat invented time loss instead of time save.
He really did. He's like the unluckiest person I know. But also means he has to work harder than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to talk about.
I do want to mention though, we have a comment in chat here about how wild it is that so much changes in 300 years. And let's be honest about how advanced the Pokemon society is in current day. I mean, those cities and villages are not very large.
Yeah, Jubilife is like stupid big. And now there's a body of water between Canalave and Jubilife. I don't even know how that happened. That little river, where the water wheel is on behind Benny's shop, that's a whole like body of water now. You know,
Yeah,
what's
that is
the
a big
term
change.
called?
So.
Where the plates move away from each other. I can't believe they put that in the game. But yeah, so I don't care what you think the final boss in this game is. You know, if you think it's legendary, if you think it's Volo, if you think it's Charm, the final boss of this speedrun is Benny.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Dialga too, but Benny's the final boss in terms of like a trainer battle.
Technically, Kamado.
Kamado
Because-
is so free. Like the worst thing that can
Yeah.
happen is Snorlax misses high horsepower.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say technically, but yeah.
I don't even know. Like I don't know what to do at that point. I
Cry.
don't know if he can hard switch.
Take the time
Oh,
loss and
that's
cry.
I would just stall with like Shadow Ball or something. I mean, that shouldn't even be like more than 10 seconds, but like you can lose 20 seconds to Benny, to him just not choosing the right moves. Also, I think I saw, I don't know if it was you I saw, but somebody I was watching did a strong poison jab on Gardevoir when it didn't Calm Mind or anything. You don't need to do that. I don't know why I was always doing that, but I calced it recently, and Gardevoir always dies to poison jab from any Sneasel without Calm Mind up.
I do that specifically because every time I don't, Gallade hates me. Gallade just will not kill me. For whatever reason, and it just sucks.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know, because like I feel like it's kind of 50-50 whether he stalls with Swords Dance like a jerk, or if he actually just pulls the trigger with Psycho Cut.
He's always doing it fine when I do strong poison jab, and when I don't, he always doesn't do it. So that's why I just decided, you know, I'm just gonna stop this. It's kind of like the Starly thing, where I tried it and I was like, okay, this is just consistent to the point where I'm just gonna stop.
Well, K-Leader, we don't acknowledge BDSP as canon, so the lake is still on the mountain. BDSP didn't happen. I believe in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you have to use Rock Climb to get up to like Acuity.
Yeah, you do.
BDSP, you just walk in. I don't know why. I have no idea what they were thinking. Maybe they didn't want people to like not be able to find Rock Climb. But you need it for Mount Coronet anyway. So I don't know. Yeah, what I was talking about with the rotation of the alpha or Pokemon. Oh, you're fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, so because Electrode was like looking left, he turned further left to look at Albie, and Albie knew that, so Albie ran around the right side to avoid the vision. So that's completely consistent. If Pokemon hears you, it'll always turn in the shortest direction to look at you. No, BDSP is the one that took it off the mountain. And took everything else from us too. They took away our good gym designs. They took away our good galactic building designs. Took away our distortion world. Took away our good plot with Cyrus. I can go on. Took away our good decks.
Yeah.
I'll never understand why they decided to remake Diamond and Pearl for Platinum. Anyways, so yeah, the ideal first turn here is regular Night Slash. If this is a range, Albie might choose for safety to do strong Night Slash. This is never a range. Okay, that's fine. Make sure you send out your second Sneasel. Oh, the faster one.
Yep.
When you get a chance, because I don't want Gardevoir to style on you. Then Gardevoir Gastron comes in and kills a regular Earth Power because Sneasel's defenses are down because they're close combated. And now, if and only if Gardevoir uses regular Psychic Clear. Albie can hard switch to one of the Sneasels. Alright.
Let's go.
Faster than that. Alright. Just try regular poison jab, just for me. Honestly. If Kamado really, or Gallade really respects you or not. Respects you and your ability to gold this by a lot.
Let's go.
Let's go. Alright, this is a sick gold. For sure. For sure.
Do you need the strong Shadow Ball? I always do.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you do.
I've been meaning to calc a lot of this, but I haven't.
No, like, don't worry, I've already calculated. Like, Haunter, there was no way around it. Yeah, that's a really good gold. That might actually be better than mine. Yeah, that you literally beat my gold by 5 seconds.
Nice.
Because, like, yeah, well, I think Hypnosis is the best outcome. That's only because it's very likely to produce Psychic only. But you still got it with Power Gem, so you didn't have to do, like, you didn't have to see very many strong animations. Actually, there was no strong animations in that battle except for a strong Shadow Ball. No strong, no agile, except for that one strong Shadow Ball. Yeah, earned that gold.
I want to check something here.
It was almost a 30-second gold.
Yep.
Yeah, aren't you glad you listened to me? If you'd done strong Poison Jab on Gardevoir, you still would have golded, but it wouldn't have been as cool.
True.
It still would have been like a 3. It would have been actually probably would have tied my gold.
Pretty much.
I'm pretty sure my gold was like back when I was still strong Poison Jabbing Gardevoir always. Oh wait, no, was that a 749 split?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not better than my gold. I don't know. I thought it was a 739.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I'm pretty sure you said 744.
Yeah, mine's 744. I don't know where 5 seconds came from then. Huh. I have no idea. Maybe movements, but I don't even know if that. I don't know. I don't even feel like there's 5 seconds of movement to mess up on. Oh, this is not the fast. Oh, yes, it is. I'm sorry.
It is, yeah.
Spreading this information on the internet. I don't know why I expected the fast news to be the one that was 57.
It's because that would be correct if I was playing well.
True.
And
True.
I, like, actually checked my stats.
Okay, I think I'm looking at your gameplay now. Like, I menu the moves a lot faster. So probably that plus perfect movement there maybe adds up to 5 seconds. Like, I use double inputs with the joystick and the D-pad, like, a lot. And, like, when I have to do a double input into Agile or Strong, I use the L and R buttons. I usually use D-pad, I do, like, are you familiar with fighting game terminology?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, well, I use a quarter circle to do Strong or Agile moves if it's just one slot down.
I have never heard that terminology ever.
You start down and you like go up right. That's a quarter circle forward, basically. Wait, strong close combat? Oh my god, this is a sick fucking fight. Oh, I know you need to do strong, right?
After double edge recoil?
Oh my god. That's a really good. That better be a gold.
It's not.
It's not?
Plus 4.6.
Huh.
Having a Sneasel die is pretty slow.
That's what I thought too, but I feel like I've gotten golds recently that were both. Where Sneasel does and doesn't die. I don't know.
I don't know. All my best times are with a Sneasel surviving.
But yeah, I don't know if you do that too, but like I have my thumb on the D-pad and I use my index finger to push down the stick. So I do like stick D-pad like in one quick swoop. Then if I need an agile or strong move, I press L or R after that double input down. You know, that kind of thing like adds up to a lot too. Just menuing your moves quickly.
No, I shouldn't in a marathon, but I'm so tempted to do 50-50 here to try and beat Drake.
Oh, just do YOLO Ball. If you're gonna risk it for the marathon, you should risk it all the way. But I mean, this is a really good PB time, so I don't know. You do you. It's 19%. That's pretty likely. I mean, I think Shady has said that coin flip is best expected value. I think if it goes to red, like really low red, you should do coin flip. Because like a coin flip breakout and then a catch is the same as. Oh, okay. All right.
Going for it. Ah.
Go for hypnosis. I don't even know what that catch rate is. If you just hypnosis here.
Oh, it's 58.
Why would you do normal?
Because I'm level 58. I noticed in time.
Oh. Yeah, I would just throw the ball again. I wouldn't bother. Because I think if you throw it now, it should be equivalent to a full setup. Nice. Alright, there we go. Alright, slightly off gold, but that was funny.
Yep.
It was content. Take it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how was that? How'd you lose 30 seconds to personal best? What was that split time?
I lost.
Oh, 220.
I lost 25 to personal best.
Yeah, full setup's 2 minutes.
Or well, full setup on my splits is 226.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Or
I think that might be right, actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump scare you, so I'm going to preface this by saying I'm about to tell you my my YOLO Ball gold. 136.61.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right. 347 flat pace.
Yeah,
I can get 346 still.
Yeah, each stage of the Alga, like YOLO Ball, coin flip, full setup, is exactly 25 seconds of time loss each stage. So YOLO Ball is 136. Coin flip's 2 minutes flat because 25 seconds, and then yeah, full setup's 225, like you said.
My golds, I have like a little over 5 seconds to spare for 346.
Well, come on, Charm.
Yep.
Let's not do awful things now, please.
I was doing a little for content with the throw and a little because I wanted to
try things to learn things.
Yeah.
You know? You're not gonna get a YOLO Ball gold unless you actually go for it.
If I wanted the highest chance of beating Blood Dirk, then I would have done the 50-50. Because at that point,
What did Blood Dirk get?
like 32.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think that's. Yeah, it'd be like a 29 best BPT right now.
Yeah,
that's still like extremely tight.
Yeah.
You would have needed like coin flip was correct there, just to give you the cushion. Because coin flip would have saved you 50 seconds over what you got. Yeah, because you actually did exactly get the full setup time save, or like that split was full setup length.
Yep.
With 225. So yeah, it's funny how that works out. That, like each stage of, each progressive stage of Dialga is exactly 25 seconds different. And how like missing a throw on YOLO Ball and then doing the close combat and then doing a coin flip, like how it all like adds up to It all roads lead to full setup.
Also, beware of a loud sound incoming.
Yeah. Don't get jump scared.
I'm gonna... Because I don't remember...
Boo. Boo.
I don't remember if I normally take damage before
You
going
got
down.
me hyped up for a loud sound that didn't happen.
I don't remember if I usually take damage from the first
That
drop.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're fine, because, like, you can't die from black unless it's a lethal fall.
Okay.
It works in stages, or it doesn't. Anubis will kill me if I say that. But as far as you need to be aware, it works in stages. Only a lethal fall can kill you from non-red.
That's good information to know.
Yeah. Yeah, Anubis and I got in a pretty heated argument about that. I'm like, no, it's stages. And they're like, no, I'm literally the goat of data mining. You're wrong. Okay. I can't argue with that. So yeah, I was like, yeah, the way I understood it was if a fall is lethal height, it always kills you no matter what. Otherwise, in a non-lethal damage fall, it takes you to black, then to red, then to dead. And then Noob said, I don't think there's any reason it has to go through black. It just depends on how much damage you take and if it would kill you. There's no damage that takes all your HP but doesn't kill you. Like, say, for instance, we figured it so Amon attacking you does 120 damage. What would it do then? Does it skip red? And I said, the only way red can be skipped at all is from lethal fall damage. They were like, I'm not saying how the game's configured, I'm saying I don't see the game protecting you from going directly to red if you took enough non-lethal damage. And then they're like, it's a health bar. It's not staged, it's literally an invisible health bar. Like, this is the difference between somebody that just understands the game through playing it so much and somebody who understands the game through actually looking at the game.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason for me to be arguing with this person. But I'm so convinced in what I believe just because of how much experience I have and how, like, what I'm saying is not wrong. It's just a very simplified, just kind of gross way to kind of dumb it down. Because the health bar regens so quickly that, I mean, what I'm saying is essentially true. But it's not really possible. I think what we agreed on at the end is that it's not really possible to take enough damage that doesn't kill you to put you in red. Because, like, the threshold to die is, like, more than it would take to go from perfectly fine to red. So it's easier to think about it in stages. Although you're technically wrong if you do so, I guess. Beware. I just feel bad I subjected Anubis to me. Such an idiot. I don't know, the most important thing I ever heard, or one of the most things that resonated with me well, I was watching a documentary about Super Smash Bros. Melee. I think it was the new metagame one that came out a few years ago. And like, Mango is like somebody that was like born to play Melee. Like he just gets it. Like he was a prodigy. Like he just understood the game. Whereas like Mewtwo King is my autistic goat, and he literally just memorized the game, like the actual data on the disc. And they would always argue because like Mewtwo King's like, no, the game works like this, and then Mango's like, no, well, you know the game, I understand it. There's a difference between knowing and understanding. And I feel like that really applies to Arceus and the way this game works, because I don't know a lot about this game, but I understand this game to a significant degree. You know, there's definitely people that know more about this game and know the exact stuff, like Anubis. But I mean, there's times where understanding is far more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I think the comparison there would be Shady versus me, because Shady is like the memorizer, like the knower. Like he's run calcs about expected value, and you know he somehow has the brain capacity enough to just not. I always say that you should commit a lot to muscle memory because it frees up your brain. He doesn't have to. Because he can hold all that at once. That's great. I cannot. So I needed to drill my stuff a lot more, and I think it led to me having a far deeper understanding of the game and like what works and what doesn't. But anyways, honestly, with all things like everything aside, like you're about to get like a minute and a half PB when you had to re-enter Crimson Mirelands.
Yep.
There goes 337, 347. It's over. It's so over. Reset. Like I don't know. Like that's not the end of the world. But that's one of the things of all time. Plus, Dusclops wasn't very nice, and you got a fat new Benny Gold to show for it.
Oh yeah.
And like, did that even really feel very much different to what you normally do?
Really? I didn't really do much different, no.
Like, it's crazy how much like a little turn matters. Because like the only thing that's really different there, I think, just judging by your gold time, is that it's the instant psychic from Gardevoir and the hard switch. And like, worst case scenario, you have to spend an extra turn killing Gardevoir with, or you have to spend an extra turn stalling Gardevoir with Earth Power. But like, you don't think that's like 25 seconds.
Alright, final boss time. Time will end on the black frame after me defeating this boss.
Yeah. Alert on time incoming. So this boss is pretty simple. These meteors come down. You have to dodge out of the way if you're spamming bombs. You just don't walk fast enough. There's gonna be 4 meteors that come down in the sky, and they're gonna leave these residual purple rings. They'll damage you if you walk into them, but not like a knockdown, just like little baby damage. And we're actually gonna take advantage of that here in a moment with the 4th one. Little blue waves are going to spawn at the ground, and Albie's going to use the purple wave to damage boost through them, because these blue waves on the ground will hard knock you down, which loses 4 seconds every time you take that hit. No way, you're just getting a casual. There's no way you just got
time.
Casual rage skip right in front of me. I have never done that before in my life. Congratulations, that's time. All right. You're so cool, man. You're so awesome at this game. I get it.
I mean, I've told you it's possible. I've done it. I've done it a couple of times.
I was taking notes, don't worry.
Yeah, just do that. Just do that.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, my timer says 3:46:54. I timed myself, which is pretty convenient that I did, considering I PP'd.
Gotta go back to the lab. I don't know, I think for the last fight, I could afford a profile switch on my controller to maybe have a turbo ZR. Like a separate button. Yeah, that is a very big improvement from Albie.
Yeah,
Does that move you up on the board at
all? It moves me past T-Pat, I know that.
No, yeah, T-Pat is at 347,
Yeah. I already beat Evil Beef. No, I beat Evil Beef already with the previous one. I just haven't... Yeah, I haven't submitted it yet, but...
Oh, okay.
I got basically an entire 50/50's worth of time saver there.
Look, I will happily concede defeat to Albie on all nobles. It's not worth me improving them that hard. Like, I lose 5 seconds to that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Improving the rest of the game is far more important.
As you can tell by the fact that...
I can't believe you just do that on command. That's insane.
As you can tell by me getting a 3:46 when there's still 10 minutes to go to your time, but that is still really nice.
I don't know, like, it is weird because, like, I understand the frustration because I don't see 10 minutes. The thing is, like, I thought the 339 was really good, and it really was competition that pushed it down. I was like, man, Kitamura beat me. I need a 338. And he beat me again. Oh my god, I have a 330. I have 336 now.
I think there's definitely
How did that
obvious.
happen?
I think there's definitely obvious time losses for me. I don't know if I see enough for it to be 10 minutes yet, but I'll figure that out as it goes.
That'll just be mechanics improvement.
Yeah.
Just like I was just telling Bloodder this the other day. Like, for fun, sometimes I would just run around and just get on and off Weird Ear and catch things in Obsidian, just to get used to canceling Pokeball throws with getting on Weird Ear, just getting used to the timing, getting comfortable with it.
Yep.
Like, just while I'm like listening to a podcast or something, I'll just boot up the game, just run around Obsidian just for fun.
Yeah, I started moving more towards perfecting stuff, and while I was doing that, I was also practicing stun locks and stuff.
Yeah.
Which helped me
If you're
out.
interested in running this game, I mean, there is a Discord, but I don't think there's very much helpful information there. I think your best bet is to come into my stream, or Albie's stream, or Truly stream, Blood Dirk stream. Anybody with a sub 350 or like that's bubbling on that surface will be able to give you like a lot of good advice to start with, because getting a sub 4 in this game is extremely hard. It takes a lot of work to understand the game to a level to get a sub 4. So basically anybody with a sub 4 knows what they're doing. Like, without question.
There's a lot of information you have to pick up to be able to get to a point where you can sub 4.
Yeah. There's some guides on speedrun.com. The main one that Shady Gamer X posted, the 80% Cyndaquil plus Beautifly route, that's still the route that we use today practically. Like, we've barely made any changes to it. Like, the main thing I've changed is I have dropped Pachirisu, and I think Albie and Blood Dirk have as well, and Truly maybe as well.
I think I've seen
because
Blood
it's just
do Pachirisu but recently, and I think Truly's done it too, but at least I don't.
Well, they will eventually concede and drop Pachirisu. It is so bad. Like, when you think about it, like, I had to time myself doing it. It took me 50 seconds just to get the feeds and the catches, and then I still needed to see it use Spark. So that forced me to do Tentacool. I don't like having Pokemon that force you to do other Pokemon. Like, everything should be independent. That way you have as many options as possible, and Pachirisu just doesn't do it for me anymore. But as a beginner, it's not a bad one. So, like I said, the 80% Cyndaquil plus Beautify route on speedrun.com is good. Yeah, just be sure to join our streams and ask questions. We're all sitting in cutscenes anyway, so we have nothing to do but answer your questions. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I've been Halkery.
I've been LB. Yeah, it's been fun. Really cool to show this off to everyone. Got a really cool time. Let's see it. And I'm gonna get back to packing so I can leave tomorrow. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it here.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Thank you for having this game. This game's amazing.
Bye bye.